Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be reading for all 12 signs. I am looking at the week of July 20th through July 26th. And your biggest cosmic influence this week is going to be the Leo new moon. It's going to be at 2 degrees and it comes in on July 24th. So, guys, always trying to stay a week ahead, but this full moon is fast upon us, and it's going to inspire us to find moments of joy in our life. So if you've been struggling to be able to do that, this new moon will help you do that. I think it's also going to push us into the spotlight a little bit more, because that is very much Leo energy, right? Guys, please remember we're multi-streaming. So tonight we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. Diana, I see you coming in right away. Fire signs is how I'm going to break it down. Fire signs, water signs, earth signs, air signs. I will do them individually. I will put timestamps in after the live stream is over. So I do want to talk to you guys about a little bit of stuff before we get started. Welcome, Vanessa. The Schumann. Have you guys noticed the Schumann today? To say that it was through the roof would be an understatement. I WTF'd it in my notes. I was like, oh my gosh. I feel like every day I'm watching the Schumann resonance, I keep hearing first time ever. This is the first time ever. It's record breaking. It's breaking records. Um, and the Schumann, guys, if you don't know, it measures the Earth's frequency. And so we've been watching the Schumann kind of get to this buildup, it almost seems like. And it does seem like it's kind of building up to something, and we don't really know what it's building up to. But I find it pretty interesting that we're having all these volcano activity. We're having so many earthquakes, right, as well. And I do feel that it is building up to something. And eventually, I mean, this energy is going to pop off somewhere, right? So if you guys keep an eye on the Schumann, just know that, like, I see it, we all see it. It's definitely getting this energy of a buildup. And when we have moments like today, guys, for about, I would say, I want to say she said, like, I watch Erin on YouTube and over on TikTok, and she does the Schumann resonance. But I believe today she was saying that for about 4.5 hours, it was definitely like reaching the bottom of the chart, which is really, really unusual, right? Jenna, welcome. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the symptoms that you may be feeling. And I know sometimes, we talk about ascension symptoms, and we talk about spiritual awakening symptoms, and we talk about heart chakra symptoms, right? So I know there's always a lot going on. And guys, I'm always going to tell you, if you feel uncomfortable or like your body's acting a certain way and you're just not sure like what's wrong or what's causing it, go to a doctor first thing. And I'm not just saying that to like make you feel any type of way. I'm saying that because when you go, it's going to take the stress off, right? When you have someone that runs tests and says, hey, we're not seeing anything coming up on or popping up on our test, then you know that these are going to be, either ascension symptoms or, for example, the Schumann. So some of the symptoms that were reported today, just today, because the Schumann was, again, from top to the bottom of this chart, was headaches. So a lot of people could have experienced headaches today, achy joints. You could have just felt tired. Brain fog was definitely strong today. Hunger shifts, right? One minute you're hungry, the next minute you're not. And disrupted sleep. And I do feel like my sleep has kind of been disrupted for the last, I would say, 2 or 3 days. I've been waking up anywhere between 3 and 5 o'clock, and then just staying up, like I'm up, I can't go back to sleep type of energy, right? I do want to point out some good news in all of this. I know that all of this energy can seem like it can be a little scary sometimes, but I want to point out that everybody is integrating. So if you're having a spiritual awakening, and you've been having a spiritual awakening, you're starting to integrate, you're starting to implement. So it's like you're starting to use the things that you learned in your spiritual awakening journey, and you're starting to use them in your everyday life. And I think that's really important. We need to pat ourselves on the back, and we really need to congratulate ourselves for being able to do this, because having spiritual awakening and becoming closer to God does not mean that you're not going to have any problems, right? life is still going to be full of challenges. It's all about how we get through those challenges. And I think it's amazing that we're implementing and integrating and grounding as well as we are. So yes, give yourselves a round of applause for that. All right, I'm going to jump right in with Aries. I'm going to timestamp. Guys, I'm going to use Queen of the Moon tonight. Look at that, Queen of the Moon right on the bottom. And I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot. And I've pulled out the chakra balance cards. That's what I would like to use for guidance. I did a couple of chakra balance readings for you guys in my Etsy shop this week, and I feel like this energy is definitely peaking. So we're going to use those for guidance tonight. And then, of course, we'll close out with the Moonology Oracle for our thoughts and emotions, right? All right, so let's get started with Aries. Ladies, let me know the sound is okay. You guys can hear me clearly. I do have my fan going in the background, guys. Remember, I'm in Kentucky, and it is just, ugh, right? And then I heard on the weather, I guess we're going to have another heat wave starting this weekend. So I'm like, yay, great. I thought that was it. We were going to be done with it. We had like 2 weeks of like extreme heat out here. But no, apparently we're not done with it just quite yet. So another week of, oh my gosh, I want to go back to the AC, right? Thank you, Vanessa. All right, let's get started with Aries. Let's timestamp 6:36 because I seen it. All right, so the sixes, Aries, means that you've already went through some type of change and now you're accepting of that change. Guys, I never say that these readings are for your sun, moon, or rising. I'm having a spiritual awakening. That's what I'm doing out here. I use tarot and oracle as a tool, and I use these readings to correlate with all 12 signs on my birth chart because I know that we are a lot more than just our sun, moon, and rising, right? So what I will suggest is that you do the same. Pull your birth charts out, and where is Aries for you, right? So Aries for me is in my 10th house. So this is going to be for my career, my reputation. I have my sun in Aries, I have Mars in Aries, and I have Mercury in Aries. So this is going to relate to those energies in my life in the current moment, right? I guess we're looking at the week of the 20th through the 26th. All right, Aries, let's start with energy of the week. So we have the balance card coming out. I feel like it's very possible that you are struggling to find balance this week. I do see the clouds around her head. I talked about that brain fog energy, which is actually interesting because of all the planetary placements that we have. Mercury retrograde getting ready, to start. Guys, I'm live streaming. It's today. Mercury retrograde starts today, the 17th. So this energy can definitely bring a lot of brain fog, right? And it's interesting because I would say a couple of weeks ago, before all these planets went retrograde, it's like we kind of got this little bit of a period where the fog cleared, right? So if you're feeling like you overcame something, Aries, and now all of a sudden like you're questioning yourself, I think that's going to be that brain fog energy, right? It's that energy of confusion, that energy of not sure which direction to take or how to balance something out. So I think this could be the week, especially Leo new moon energy, that could help you do that, Aries. So self-reflection is coming out. It's number 17 as well. So the number synchronicities are sticking out to me. I wanted to point out with the sixes. So 5 is change, and 6 is like you've accepted the change, right? Now you're moving into harmony. So I just wanted to point it out because that was the timestamp for Aries. But I'm definitely picking up a lot of Mercury retrograde, a lot of the 17th. So here's what I'm going to say, and this has already happened to me, and it was super easy to get through. I'm not saying that it's going to be super easy for you, Aries. We're all at different stages of our journey, right? Different levels of our awakening, I guess. But with Mercury retrograde, you get a lot of people from your past returning, and it definitely could be a period where you're kind of questioning the choices that you made, or maybe you're questioning whether you should communicate with these people or not communicate with these people. And again, what I'm going to say to you is go back to before the shadow period. So if Mercury retrograde started today, then the shadow periods would have been about 3 weeks ago, right? So go back to about 4 weeks ago. What was the decision that you were firm on 4 weeks ago? And that's going to help you get through this week, right? Self-reflection comes out. So it's very possible that you're seeing how far you've come. You could be seeing like what your role in a situation was as well, what you need to heal. The patience card is also coming out. It's number 36. What did we timestamp? Was it 636? It was. So again, the number of synchronicities are huge, Aries. So patience comes out as lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. So I do feel that Spirit's asking you to be more patient with yourself, especially if you're experiencing brain fog or if you're experiencing confusion, not sure what to do. And with this particular patience card and the Queen of the Moon Oracle, it's a little bit different than other patience cards, because most patience cards that you see in oracle cards will say that you need to wait, there's a long time, it's not right now, that type of energy. But with Queen of the Moon patience card, it actually says that whatever you're waiting for is on its way. It's actually getting ready to arrive. And the reason I know that is because she's holding this balloon. And so when you read the book that comes with the Queen of the Moon Oracle, it talks about, excuse me, it talks about the balloon being like a gift from Spirit, because she waited so patiently, because she waited and she wasn't in this lack mentality. She lived like she already had the thing that she was waiting for, right? So God gives her this balloon and says, here you go. And now I'm going to give you, whatever it is that you're waiting for. So it's like you're at the very edge of having to wait for something, Aries. The faith card comes out. I feel like Spirit's asking you not to lose your faith in whatever the situation is. And the situation could have something to do with something that you're trying to create or something that you're trying to birth. Pleasure is on the bottom, and that's going to be that Leo energy. This Leo, okay, so Leo energy is very playful. It's fun, it's exciting, it's romantic. It's spotlight energy. Leo loves to be the star of the show, right? Center stage. And so with this Leo new moon, it's definitely going to be this energy where it may push you out into center stage, but it's also going to force you to start to see things that bring you joy or things that make you happy that are currently in your life right now. So I'm not saying like, oh, all this wonderful stuff is just going to fall out of the sky and you're going to be so much more happier. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's good things in your life right now, but you're too busy struggling with like the stressors, Aries. So maybe even doing some shadow work, maybe like in a more deeper, I'm almost getting like a little bit of a Scorpio vibe, like transformation. But it's like you're coming out of that with Leo new moon energy. It's going to be much more about the spotlight and much more about finding joy and happiness in your everyday life. All right, I'm going to use the light seers. All right, let's clarify a little bit. Let's look at the balance card. Why are you struggling to find balance, Aries? So we have Four of Swords, which again, a feeling of waiting, a feeling of some type of healing. I feel like you went through some type of change because of some type of healing that was needed. And I think Spirit's asking you to stay focused on yourself for a little bit longer, right? And then we have the Ten of Cups coming out. Ten of Cups is about emotional contentment, and we have Judgment coming out. Ten of Cups was trying to come out in reverse. So I feel like, okay, I know this is going to sound harsh, Aries, but the energy that I'm getting is Judgment is all about surrendering and following your purpose. So the energy that I'm getting here is it's very possible that you haven't been paying attention to the things that make you happy because you're focused on your spiritual awakening journey. Maybe you're focused on someone in your journey, but it's like the focus needs to come back towards your purpose and towards yourself. And I think that's where you're going to find happiness. I'm also getting this energy of remember where your emotional turmoil was at the beginning of the spiritual awakening journey compared to where it's at now. And that could also help you find the balance this week. All right, self-reflection. And there's that Scorpio energy. Remember I said before we pulled any tarot, I said that I felt strong transformation, Scorpio energy. So big confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. All right, self-reflection is in your challenge or obstacle. So again, I'm getting this energy of shadow work, really like digging deep to go through some type of healing. Also, I think that you need to see how far you come, but maybe you're not seeing that. I think that's what Spirit was trying to tell me here is like you're not giving yourself that congratulatory pat on the back. You're not seeing how far you've come in a situation. Seven of Pentacles, so big confirmation again, because Seven of Pentacles talks about, especially in the Light Seers Tarot, it talks about planting those seeds, right? And then nurturing those seeds and watching it grow and become fruitful. So it's definitely giving this energy of you're going through something heavy right now, Aries, something that maybe was traumatic, but it's like you need a little bit more time, right? Nine of Wands comes out, don't give up now, and 10 of Wands comes out. Whatever you're doing that Spirit's asking you, like, don't quit now, is going to be something that's going to help you relieve you of whatever your burdens are. All right, for the patience card, remember this is lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We have Queen of Pentacles. So this could have something to do with your finances. It could have something to do with your career, your learning how to become your own resource. So maybe creating your own business, running your own company, something like that. Ace of Cups is here. Ace of Cups is emotional overflow, but it is also intuitive hit. So it's like you've been seeing this thing coming, right? Three of Wands, taking steps towards your future. So it's like you've been seeing this thing coming your way because you've been taking this action, because you've been taking these steps. All right, Spirit saying don't lose the faith, right? Have faith is going to be the outcome. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is reunion. Five of Swords. And Four of Wands. Five of Swords is coming out as a don't worry. Normally Five of Swords for me is like negative thinking. But it's like, it's very possible you're worried of someone in your past and maybe of someone in your past returning. Maybe you're worried about disagreements or arguments. Maybe you're just, arguing with yourself of whether you should, uh, allow this energy back into your environment or not. But I'm getting this energy like Spirit's asking for you to be a little bit patient, to have faith for something, and to not like over worry or over stress yourself, because Four of Wands is the last card for Aries. So that's the outcome. And Four of Wands is definitely like the 11-11, wishes coming true, firm foundation, financial security. I'm almost getting this energy, Aries, like you're stressing about something that you don't need to worry about. And I think that's the message that Spirit is saying. And I think for Aries, Spirit's just asking you to stay focused on your healing path, on your healing journey. Something could be trying to distract you, and you're very close to achieving your goals. Page of Wands on the bottom. All right, let's pull a little guidance. Miss Al, welcome. Again, using the chakra love cards. Guys, we used these for the Divine Masculine reading yesterday. I feel like that Divine Masculine reading was harsh, but I feel like some of us really needed to hear it, right? All right. So Scorpio, the only major arcana was Judgment, came out for Aries. So I would say you're definitely dealing with a Scorpio. And if you're not dealing with a Scorpio, I would tell you to go look on your own birth chart. Where is Scorpio for you, right? The Strength card comes out. Again, this energy of how far you've come, Aries. It's the root chakra. It's smoky quartz. The Strength card says, strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. I also have compassion. Resolve conflicts with compassion. Oh, you guys, I'm getting in trouble. Heart chakra, the jade crystal is here. So if you're needing to meditate, cleanse your heart chakra. And like, what do I mean by that? Let's say you're really, really angry at somebody, right? Let's say you're really hurt, and you're, I don't know, like you're not open to peace, you're not open to resolution, and you're just kind of holding a grudge type of energy. So if you're feeling that, Aries, the jade could definitely be a helpful crystal. We have another heart chakra coming out, so I'm going to say that's definitely confirmation from spirit. Rose quartz, guys, I have some rose quartz right here. It's my heart. It's one of my favorite. Can you guys see it? One of my favorite. I carry it in my pocket. Sometimes I carry it in my bra. But rose quartz could also be helpful in cleansing this heart chakra and bringing yourself back into some type of alignment. Creativity is on the bottom. All right, Aries, let's do Moonology to close it out. I like to pull these at the end of each zodiac reading. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I do feel that this is an emotional week for you, Aries, but I also feel that you could be overthinking something or over worrying about something. I think some type of firm foundation is literally right around the corner. And whatever this thing is that's returning or has this like confusion or this fear, I feel like it's going to come in so quickly that you're going to realize you were worried for nothing, right? Like there was no need to stress about this issue. All right, surrender to the divine falls out. Full moon, emotions are running high. Supermoon, so big confirmation of what I said. And a personal issue reaches a resolution. It's full moon and Cancer. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Sandra calls that inside pockets. Have we seen Sandra? She might not be with us today. We need to send her lots of love today. I'm currently working on a birth chart for a Scorpio rising. And I'm finding it, aren't you a Scorpio rising, Diana? I'm finding it super interesting how many Scorpio risings are being drawn to PLR. Um, and I'm finding it interesting that I'm doing so many birth charts with Scorpio rising. So it's like I'm really getting an opportunity, and everybody's chart's different, guys. Just because you're a Scorpio rising doesn't mean you're just like the other Scorpio rising, right? Because the aspects, the way the planets are aligned to each other will be different, which will cause it to be a different feeling, a different way of something, right? But I'm getting to study all of these Scorpio risings as they are being drawn to PLR. Guys, I'm a Cancer rising. I do not actually have very much Scorpio in my chart. Um, the person who awakened me is all the Scorpio. So I just find it super interesting. Bruce. Oh my gosh. Let's take care of Bruce if we need to, please. We don't need any chaos in here today. All right, it's time for Leo. So Leo, this is your new moon. And remember, new moon's about setting new intentions, drawing in new energy. So this should definitely be an exciting new moon for Leo. Again, though, it's pushing you. I talked to a Leo today. I don't want to I don't want to say who. But I found it interesting that she's also um like feeling like the spotlight is on her, and definitely, it's getting hot, right? And I think for most Leos right now, your finances is the big question, right? That's where the big changes are coming. And that's not true. It's not necessarily changes. You could either be becoming more committed to something, or you could be breaking free of something. So I feel like for Leo, that has been um, kind of like the ongoing energy for the last couple of weeks now, right? So let's jump in and see what comes out for Leo. All right, let's do 2611. All right, Leo, this is for July 20th through July 26th. I'm using the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I don't pull these out very often, but it is Leo new moon energy. I do feel like there's going to be a shift in energy with the Leo new moon. I feel like everything has been very turbulent and challenging. And I'm not saying that we're not going to deal with more challenges. I just feel like the turbulence will kind of calm down as we work through the second half of the year. It's like all the shocking and surprising stuff has happened. And it's like the second half of the year, we're just going to kind of deal with that energy. All right, energy of the week. We have purity coming out for Leo. So purity has been really important, I feel like, for everyone, not just Leo. That this Leo new moon is definitely bringing this sense of purity, this sense of a clean slate, this sense of a new beginning or a new way of doing something, right? Challenge or obstacle. We have the flower moon. It's number 33. It's my absolute favorite in this oracle. But the flower moon, it says blossoming on the card. It says that because it talks about like when a new flower opens, right? When there's like newness energy. So something new could be happening to you, Leo, and you're seeing it as a challenge. I'm not saying that it's actually going to be a challenge. Let's say, for example, you work at some place for a really long time and you see yourself there for the foreseeable future. And then all of a sudden, Leo new moon comes in and it spotlights all of your talents. And you're like, wait a minute, I could go here and get paid more money. And I could use my, talents more here at this place. And it may not have even been an option. It may not have even been in your mind, previously to this new moon. But the new moon, the Leo new moon, and this is for everyone, not just Leo, but the Leo new moon, especially for Leo, it's going to come in and it's going to push you into the spotlight. And it's definitely going to highlight what your talents are, right? The focus card comes out for lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. So again, I'm getting like this brain fog energy. Again, I'm getting confusion. You could also be experiencing third eye awakening, but I don't think that's it. If you're not to the point where you're having third eye awakening, this is more about brain fog. I feel like when you have third eye awakening, at that point, you start to surrender to your spiritual awakening and you start to hear spirit's guidance and you start to follow that guidance. So you don't necessarily have, brain brain fog or experience that type of energy. So this is more about confusion, not sure which place to go or what to do. And I know it says focus on here, but I don't think that you actually see the opportunity or the thing that's coming your way just yet. I think it's more about like being open to receiving new information, right? We have nourishment here. This is where spirit wants you to put your focus. This is going to be again about balancing mind, body, and soul. I find that interesting because that energy came out for the divine masculine collective Celtic cross that I did yesterday. And again, the balancing mind, body, and soul. It's like it's talking about alignment, is what I'm getting. And that is what could be happening here for Leo. We have the growth card on the bottom, so big confirmation. But notice it's number 5. So it's like fives are challenging. Again, something new is happening and you're finding it as challenging. But is it really, Leo? Is it really? Is it challenging because you're scared and you feel like you don't know what's coming ahead? But could it possibly also be exciting because it could be so much more abundance than you had ever like anticipated, right? All right, let's look at that purity card. All right, first card to come out is the Sun. That's Leo energy. The Sun is Leo's ruler. We have the Hierophant coming out. The Hierophant is about spiritual awakening. It's enlightenment. When you see the stairs going up, it talks about ascension. And then we have the Two of Pentacles here. So I do feel like you're going through some type of leveling up period. Two of Pentacles says there's a lack energy, so you don't have enough of something. That could be all kinds of things. Let's say that this is about a job or a career. It could be saying that where you're at currently, you're not able to find your footing because there's lack energy, like there's not enough pay, something like that. But I think it's more about finding your balance and being able to have the courage to make some type of move, right? I feel like you have all this new opportunity around you, but it's all falling into challenges because we're all scared of change, guys. It's all of us. It's not just Leo. All right, Seven of Wands comes out, but it was trying to come out in reverse. Here's what I'm going to say about that. Seven of Wands is about having healthy boundaries, protecting yourself. Is it possible that you're keeping yourself too closed off, right? We also see Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles talks about being able to let something go. What's happening, Leo, is you're holding on so tightly to something, control, right? You're trying to control something. So because you're holding on to it so tightly, because you're trying to control it, it's like you're restricting the flow of something. So it's like new things can't come in if you're holding on to this thing so tight. You're going to have to surrender, Leo. You're going to have to open your hand and you're going to have to be open to receiving new opportunities, right? We have Nine of Cups coming out. Nine of Cups talks about divine wishes being granted. It was trying to come out in reverse as well. I do get this energy from Spirit, that Spirit saying, if you refuse to accept change, if you fear change so much, Leo, you're going to miss out on some type of big opportunity, right? The Star comes out for focus, so it's like bright hope for your future. Ten of Wands comes out, which is or Ten of Swords, I'm sorry, which is a completion to a painful life cycle. And the World card here, which talks about new opportunities. So this is all going in line with this energy that I'm feeling for Leo. Change is here, Leo, and you're a little bit nervous about it. Your goal is going to be to stay balanced, mind, body, and soul. Nourish yourself, read spiritual books, meditate, ground yourself, make sure you're sleeping well, make sure you're keeping a daily routine, right? Make sure that you're practicing self-care, all of this stuff. Make sure you're eating well, right? It's mind, body, and soul. So we have the Chariot trying to come out in reverse. We have the Emperor. I could be talking to some type of boss, some type of leader. And we have the Two of Swords here. So the Chariot is saying if you go too fast, Leo, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm getting a little bit of a health warning. I'm not a big fan of these. Again, y'all, go to a doctor. Go to a doctor who went to school for a very long time and knows how to take your blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely getting this energy like if you move too fast, you're going to lose more control than you've already lost, right? The change is here for a reason. You need to slow down, focus on yourself, and be open to new opportunities. Knight of Pentacles is on the bottom. You've been working too hard for too long, Leo, and Spirit's giving you a very direct warning that you need to slow down and pour into yourself. All right. That got serious fast, right? Let's do some guidance. Again, I can help you with the chakras. I can give you some crystal suggestions. I can send you some meditations if that's something that you're interested in. But Leo definitely needs to start paying attention to your health. And that, again, that could be physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. I mean, it could be a lot of things. The Dreams card comes out. Dreams are where your mind translates the divine. What have you been dreaming about, Leo? Is Spirit giving you warnings in your dreams? So third eye chakra, what a coincidence, right? Labradorite is going to be the crystal suggestion here. Safety is here in the root chakra. You could be feeling like your foundation is shaken. You could be feeling like you're not safe in this moment. That could be physical, financial, spiritual, all kinds of things, right? It says, in the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe. Root chakra. Snowflake obsidian is going to be the suggested crystal there. And we have 2 root chakras. So your foundation, this is going to be a tough one. Ready? Leo, your foundation is about to be rebuilt, right? In other words, wherever you're at currently, whatever you're doing now, whatever you're passionate about was built on a specific foundation. And now Spirit's asking you to rebuild that on something that is stronger. Maybe the foundation you build is weak, right? So it's like now that's why you're having the challenges that you're having. That's why these new things are coming in, these opportunities, right? So the next foundation you build is going to be much stronger. The security card says to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. Garnet is going to be the crystal suggestion there. All right, let's do Moonology to close it out for Leo. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Your commitment is being tested. It's first quarter moon. That's a big one right there. Ask yourself what you're committed to, because Spirit's asking for you to be committed to yourself. We also have your hard work is paying off. That's going to be factual and big confirmation. So new moon and Capricorn. You're very close to achieving your goal. It's the gibbous moon. Your dreams need a practical plan is on the bottom. It's full moon in Taurus. All right, I'm going to leave that right there for Leo. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up and we're going to move on to Sagittarius. True. No coincidences, only synchronicities. I love that. Who was it? It was Scorpio, wasn't it? Got the health scare last week. Came out pretty clear for Leo this week. Miss out. Your Venus and rising is Leo or Scorpio. I asked about Scorpio earlier. I would not be shocked if it was Scorpio. All right, guys, give me just a second. I need to open my Twitch. Unfortunately, I always forget. We're not monetized over there on Twitch. That's probably why I forget, right? But we still have, like, I don't know, there's a couple hundred over there, and I always see like where our videos are getting watched. So I try to keep streaming over there. All right, I think I got it. Oh, Cancer. I love it. Yes. Yes, my first house is Cancer. I'm a Cancer rising. Leo's actually in my second house. Venus is actually on the cusp of Pisces and Aries. So when I say that I love your soul, I mean that genuinely, right? When I love people, it's in a very spiritual manner. And Pisces is my 9th house. So I'm just saying, super spiritual. But it's funny because Mars is only a couple degrees over, and it's in Aries. So I'm just saying, if you piss my Venus off, you're gonna catch some Mars hands pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. That's not true. I don't hit nobody. All right, I think I'm ready for Sagittarius. I feel a weird pause, which is interesting. I also want to show you guys something. Want to see something cool? Watch this. Oh, I guess it's not that cool. I mean, it can't be that far. There it is. Look at that. Sagittarius. I found this card in my car in my office. It must have came out when I went to the lake the other day. Then I found it sitting in my back seat. So Sagittarius, I feel like this is going to be a big reading. Twitch, I see you. I love it. Look at the comment we got over on Twitch. I was just talking about how we're never going to be monetized over there. But I still, we have 200 people that still pop in and out. So it's like I don't want to just quit live streaming on there. So yeah, we're definitely going to stick around for a little while. Maybe one day they'll change their multi-streaming rules, right? Art of Soul by C. Ron. Is that what that says? Ma'am, can you tell me how my life is going to be in the future? I'm a Virgo. So we haven't got to Virgo yet, guys. I'm fixing to do Sagittarius. Then we're going to do the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then we'll move to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So stick around, right? All right, let's get the Sagittarius reading going. Oh, I didn't mean to hit all the buttons. All right, here we go. Ready? Okay, let's do an even 44. All right, Sagittarius, this is going to be for July 20th through July 26th. So, biggest cosmic influence is definitely going to be the Leo new moon. Guys, we have several planets in retrograde. Mercury retrograde starts today. That energy did come up, I want to say, for Aries. I'm not sure about Leo, maybe, but definitely for Aries. So it's very possible you also have some Mercury retrograde. And what I just heard is unfinished business. So Sagittarius, you could have someone from your past. Remember that retrogrades are an opportunity to revisit that planet's energy. So if someone from your past shows up, Sagittarius, then this energy, and where is it retrograde? In Gemini. So this energy is going to ask you to find a different perspective. So if someone returns, try to see them in a different light, try to put yourself in their shoes. That type of energy is what I'm getting. Fruition is here. It's also very possible this is something you've been manifesting, something you've been asking for, waiting for. You have the trust card coming out. You're highly protected. So whatever it is that you're struggling to trust, Spirit, the message was very clear, highly protected. Guys, I gotta turn this light down some. It gets so hot. Have mercy. You have 37 and 32. All right, so lesson learned, we have the path, and outcome, we have the growth card. Whatever this growth is, it's been challenging. It didn't come easy, and it took a lot of time. Resilience is on the bottom. You didn't give up. Okay, so something is coming to fruition. Um, I think it's something that you actually asked for or wanted, but it's very possible that um, as it's coming in, you're finding it challenging, and Spirit's asking you to just trust that this is going to turn out the way that you want it to turn out. All right, tell me you can hear me and I got it back. No, Patty Savage. No, that was all me. So sorry. My bad. Um, User error. I have this thing where I like to forget to plug in my charger. That's why I can't get that mic. Everybody's like, Rosa, why don't you order the mic? I went to order it and I realized that you have to plug it into the bottom of your phone. So my live streams are so long that I have to have my charger or the phone's freaking gonna die, right? So I can't plug up that mic and I can't find a mic that will let me plug it up and then plug up the charger as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's my mic situation at the moment. She said, same here. Okay, I'm glad it's back. Sweet, sweet, sweet. We're in the middle of a Sagittarius reading and it's freaking amazing. Okay, freaking amazing. I'm just gonna break it down really fast. I feel like you are dealing with Mercury retrograde energy, someone from your past returns. I feel like something fruition is more about something coming full circle. I think that's why we keep seeing the eight. The eight is that infinity sign, like the boomerang sign, like something keeps coming back around and it keeps testing you, Sagittarius. It keeps triggering you, and you have an opportunity to bring closure and resolution in a kind and compassionate way, right? Ace of Wands comes out. Ace of Wands is fate and destiny. The Tower comes out, like, how are you going to handle the trigger? Six of Cups is reunion, someone from your past coming. So I'm just saying, like, big, big confirmations, Sagittarius. All right, so the growth card is the outcome. You're going to handle it a different way. You're not going to handle, like, the person coming back around is not going to trigger you the same old way. Sagittarius, you're not going to react the same way. You're going to bring closure and resolution, again, in a very kind and compassionate way. We have Nine of Cups, the Star, and the Emperor. Absolutely. Ace of Cups was on the bottom. All right, let's pull some guidance. Twitch says, I hate tech issues. Guys, Mercury retrograde is all about tech issues. And remember, we have all these retrograding planets. So it's like, you know, what was it? Uranus and Saturn was like, you know, make sure to, you know, back up your backup files. So yeah, I'm not surprised, but that was definitely just a me thing. Like I have this thing where I love to just start these lives and not have all the things hooked up, right? Yes, it is too many retrograding for sure. All right, Sagittarius. Scorpio energy came out right away with death and rebirth. Aries energy came out with the Fool, and the Tower. The Tower can also be Scorpio energy. I know you guys don't hear that a lot, but the Tower actually represents Mars, and Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. I know we always say it's Aries, but Mars rules both. And then the Star is going to be Aquarius, the Emperor, Aries. All right, here's your guidance. Signs. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. Remember, look at that, on your true path, on the path. You see that? So it's number 8. So it's like Spirit showing you how to handle this situation this time around, right? We also have passion. Turn your fear of change into excitement for change. It's Tiger's Eye if you're looking for crystal suggestion. And foundation. The foundation is what the castle of your soul is built on. Hermitite is here, and it's root chakra. On the bottom, we have oneness. You are part of the universe and always will be. All right, Moonology to close it out. That's way too many. Confidence is your key to success. Look at that. New moon and Leo. Guys, this is the week. This is the Leo new moon, Sagittarius. This new moon is going to help you face this trigger, face this issue once and for all. Balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And a fiery climax approaches. I sense that with all this Aries energy. Make sure that you leave this week in the direction of growth, right? Full moon in Aries. All right. Leave that right there, Sagittarius. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, Saturn retrograde in Aries. Let me tell you, I feel like everybody is so worried about this particular retrograde. I've heard so many other astrologers talk about this retrograde like it is just going to be, the worst of the worst. Here's what I'm going to say about Saturn retrograde, especially if you have Aries placements, strong placements like Sun, Moon, or Rising. Aries is the baby of the astrology, right? It's the first one. It's the one that everyone knows, like, takes action before it thinks. Everyone knows Aries is the crybaby, right? Like they put up they got a loud bark, but definitely very mushy internally. It has a babyishy type of energy. Let's just say it, right? And that's Aries. So Saturn is like the father planet. Saturn is like the rule maker. Saturn is discipline, right? And what does Aries need? Discipline. So for me, when Saturn moved into Aries, it's just really kicked my butt into gear. I was going through a little bit of a depression, a depressive period. I don't freaking know. And I was definitely like being lazy about it. I know the steps to take and the things to do to get out of that energy, or at least, push it back. And I just wasn't. I was just allowing it to like overcome me, and just kind of like wallowing in my misery, I guess, really. And I kept telling myself, like, tomorrow I'll start doing the things, and I'll get up, I'll wash my face, I'll write my journal, I'll do all the exercises. Yeah, I kept saying that, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And it's like when Saturn moved into Aries in retrograde, it's like bam, that was it. Tomorrow was here. You know what I'm saying? And it's allowed me and helped me to stay on track. It's allowed me to not go back to the same old shit, right? So for me, I remember I have Sun in Aries, Mars in Aries, Mercury's in Aries, and it's 10th house. So I'm just saying. So for me, Saturn being in Aries is probably the most helpful thing that could have happened for me in this moment. You know what I mean? So that I hear you. Yes. All right. It's giving us all the self-discipline that we need to be able to move forward in a quick and healthy manner, right? Not just Aries, but if you are, like I said, those big placements, then yeah, you could definitely feel like Saturn's kicking your butt. All right, that was the fire signs. Puffed on my puffer. Let's move on to the water signs. Let's do Cancer. Let's do 10353. All right, Cancer, this is July 20th through July 26th. So Mercury retrograde started today and seems to be popping up in a lot of the fire sign readings. But your biggest cosmic influence this week is actually going to be the Leo new moon. So let's get energy of the week for Cancer, please. We have gratitude coming out. It's number 23. I feel like you've went through some type of change that could have been challenging, and this is the week where you're like, oh, I see why that had to happen that way, or I'm grateful that that happened that way. This could be, I'm getting unanswered prayers. All right, so change is coming out for challenge or obstacle. So you are going through some type of change, and it's some type of turbulent change. Like maybe it was unexpected. Maybe I don't want to say it was a surprise. I feel like it was something you were trying to push back, you were trying to ignore, but it just got to where you couldn't ignore it anymore, Cancer. All right, lesson learned. We have protection. So Spirit wants you to know that you're highly protected. You could also have I'm definitely sensing that, Cancer. Passed on loved one. There's someone on the other side. I hate saying that because they're not really on the other side. There's no other side. Um, you have someone, a loved one. Um, and I mean, I'm reading for Cancer. I'm the Cancer rising. For me, it's my mom. Like I can sense it right away. But for you, it could be, some other type of very nurturing type of feminine energy. But this energy protected you from whatever that challenge was that you kept trying to change that needed to come and you kept trying to like push back. It's in your lesson learned, but it's like it's very possible that you're learning that this week. Like and I'm saying this because I'm seeing the red cardinal. So it's this energy of like someone that has passed on protected you through something that you tried to like force back. You tried to ignore something. You didn't want to be accepting of the change, something like that. And you could still be feeling some type of way about it. And Spirit's wanting you to know that it's almost like it was like, I'm going to hold your hand as we go through this, right? Like that's the energy I'm getting here. Realization comes out. So big confirmation. This is the week that you're going to realize, one, that something had to happen for a reason, or it had to happen that way, or that maybe your prayers weren't answered for a particular reason, and it was for your protection. It was for your protection. Self-love is on the bottom. Sandra, welcome. We all were sending you lots of love earlier, so I hope you received all of that energy. All right, Queen of Pentacles flies out right away. Queen of Pentacles is about resources. Ace of Swords comes out as well. It's about understanding something, having clarity. And the Hermit comes out. Yeah. So you just went through something that was very challenging. Could have affected your finances, but I think it impacted your mind more than anything. It could have tried to throw you into a dark night of the soul. If you really feel like you just went through something that was challenging, you grounded and implemented through your spiritual awakening, and it didn't throw you back into a dark night of the soul, Spirit wants you to know it was because you were highly, highly protected. Ace of Pentacles is here, a new beginning, a new start. Justice is here. It says a great injustice has been done, and something had to happen so that the scales could be balanced back out. Knight of Pentacles says it's time for you to get to work. I feel like you were waiting for something for a long time. When it finally arrived, maybe you got scared. Maybe you tried to push it back, but it's like it's giving me like destined energy, like it was bound to happen. I'm also getting Libra energy with the Justice card. So this could have something to do with your personal relationships, your intimate relationships. The Protection card, Nine of Wands, you could have been stubborn about something, not wanting to change something. Five of Pentacles, change again. So it's like you were really against whatever this change was. And Queen of Swords is here. Queen of Swords is like you had your walls up. It's very possible now that you're going to enforce healthy boundaries because of all the challenges that the situation caused. But I feel like at the beginning, you didn't want the change. You didn't want to have to go anywhere else. You wanted something to work out for you where you were, and Spirit was trying to show you that it just couldn't be that way. The realization comes in at the end of the week. The Magician is here, as above, so below. The Knight of Wands is here. Knight of Wands is about get excited about your awakening, especially in the Light Seers Tarot. And the Empress is here. This is about you taking your power back. It's almost like you couldn't get to work. You couldn't take your power back while you were stuck in the energy that you didn't want to change. On the bottom is Temperance, Sagittarius energy. It's very slow moving energy, but it does say it's like you finally understand something, so you stop resisting the change. All right, Cancer. The Love card comes out. Love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action. It's the heart chakra. Truth comes out. It says speak from your heart. It's the only thing worth listening to. And last one, creativity. Use creativity to transform your pain into positivity. And that's it right there. All right, let's do Moonology to close it out for Cancer. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Luck is on your side. It's new moon in Sagittarius. Don't let pride get in the way. It's full moon in Leo. And look at this. A new romantic cycle begins. It's new moon in Libra. Nothing is yet set in stone is on the bottom. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Big yawns. It's time for Scorpio. Have mercy. I definitely feel like last week Scorpios was a health situation, whether that's mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health, who knows? But it was a health situation, and it was a warning to Scorpio about the people around them, and not necessarily, and that's, I don't mean it that way. It was like the signs were around them, things were happening to the people around them. And it definitely was this energy like, pay attention, learn from their mistakes type of things. And I'm not saying that anybody made any mistakes, but it's like you're seeing the signs. They're pointing out the signs to you. It definitely was this energy like Spirit's not playing with Scorpio anymore. Which, if you truly understood Scorpio, the irony there, right? All right, let's get to it. Deep breaths. 114.04 because I've seen it. All right, Scorpio, this is for July 20th through July 26th. Leo, new moon is your biggest cosmic influence, but I don't want you to forget the retrogrades. Mercury retrograde started today, and it's definitely popping off in the readings. A lot of people returning. Earlier, we lost camera. I want to blame Mercury retrograde, but I just forgot to plug my charger up. But it's things like that, right? Like if that's the energy. So it's very possible, Scorpio, that that's the energy you experience this week, July 20th through the 26th. Okay, so we have the hunger card coming out. We have that Scorpio resilience card coming out. Boundaries, no way. Come on, Scorpio, here we go. Abundance. You're not going to like that abundance. Ooh. Action is on the bottom. Don't shoot the messenger, y'all. I just pull the cards and then I tell you what they mean, okay? Okay, ready? So the first thing I heard is woe me. You could be dealing with some victim consciousness. In other words, like, why is everything so hard for me? Why is spirit so hard on me? I make a joke all the time. I tell people, like, my God is not nice. Like, I don't know why people think God is nice. Like, my God is mean. He expects me to stay in line, and I get spankings on a regular freaking basis. So it's like, I don't understand how some people are like get through life and get away with the things that they get away with, right? The wolf card, the hunger card is the wolf moon card. Sorry. Scorpio, there is a story, like way back in the, ancient shaman Indian days, right? And the story was that we had two wolves inside of us, right? There's a good wolf and there's a bad wolf. And the wolf was a representation of our passion and our drive, right? Our savageness, right? So we could feed the good wolf, and then that good wolf would go after, you know, good passionate things, right? And it would be savage for things that were good for you, right? Or you could feed the bad wolf, and the bad wolf is, like the angry wolf or the mean wolf, and then you get more of that energy. So the question with this card, the hunger card, one, I would ask you, what are you hungry for? And two, I would ask you, what action, like, how are you going about getting it? Are you feeding the good wolf or the bad wolf? Um, don't shoot the messenger, right? We'll pull some tarot. I could be wrong here. Who knows, right? Anybody, who knows? I'm not wrong, y'all. God tells me, and he's not wrong. I don't know what to tell you. But resilience is in your challenge or obstacle. Okay, if resilience was in lesson learned position, right, then I would say you need to be more resilient, right? But it's not. It's in your challenges or obstacles. So God's like, man, this person's stubborn. This person won't, you know, surrender. This person wants to keep doing it the hard way or keep learning the hard way. It's giving that type of energy. Boundaries in your lessons learned. I mean, could it be possible that Spirit's saying, hey, have some healthy boundaries? Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's more that you're too closed off. You're too closed off. You want something one way, you're going after it a certain way. You could have some victim consciousness, right? Like, oh, life's hard on me, or God's not nice to me, so I'm just going to go after it the way I want to go after it, right? And Spirit's saying that's not going to work. That's just not going to work. And let me tell you why Spirit's saying that's not going to work. See that abundance card at the end there? And I know that in your mind, Scorpio, you're like, oh, well, that's that money I want. That's what I'm going after. That's why I'm going after it this way, right? It's not, because the abundance card and the Queen of the Moon Oracle says you already have everything you need. That's what it says. You already have everything you need. So Scorpio, you're feeding the not so good wolf, and you're not giving up on something that God's saying you already have what you need. I just heard that phrase, and I don't like it either. But I just heard that phrase, like, God doesn't give you things that you can't handle. Man, the thunder. Did you guys hear that? It was so loud. You feel overwhelmed. You feel like, why me? You feel like you have to work so hard for scraps, for little to nothing, to just get a little bit ahead only to go back. And I'm telling you right now, it's because you're too closed off to doing it a different way. In your Scorpio mind, you're telling yourself that it can only be this way. And you keep trying to go outside of yourself to get more of something, and everything that you need, you already have. Spirit's asking me to ask you, silly questions like, have you went hungry? Have you been cold? Somebody, I just heard a Scorpio say yes. um, but the abundance card in the Queen of the Moon talks about how she's out in the woods and she's surrounded by furs and fruits and nuts and friends and everything she needs. She doesn't need anything else. All right, let's look at that hunger card. Dang, look at that coming out. Knight of Cups. There's a Scorpio. You're playing too much. It's something about needing to get serious. Not and the High Priestess in reverse. The Knight of Cups is the player card, right? It's the card that talks about this person that goes around giving everybody their cup of love because they don't know how to replenish their own cup, right? It's also about needing to deliver a message about how you feel. I think you're playing around when it comes to your feelings. You're not acknowledging something about how you feel. And it's like, this is either upsetting spirit or slowing down your ascension. I could be talking to a Scorpio and it's like you have this inner knowing of who you are, and spirit thinks that you're playing, like you're not taking this seriously. All right, let's look at resilience. And I did get this energy like that's your willpower, and it's like you refuse to give something up. Queen of Wands, but coming out in reverse, 10 of Swords, and Queen of Cups. Ten of Swords is a completion to a painful life cycle. Queen of Cups is knowing when to take care of yourself. It's also unconditional love. You're struggling to let something go, close something out, choose yourself. That's what it is. You're struggling to pull back and choose yourself. The Queen of Cups is the card that says, okay, I got it. Hold on, it's so much. Scorpio, you have a family, you have responsibilities, you have duties. So you're like, I can't pause and go take care of me because I have to take care of all these people. And Spirit saying, have mercy. Spirit asks way too much of me sometimes. Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Wands. It's about being reckless and patient. You need to take action towards your future. You need to take a different action. You've been taking action. You need to go a different route. You need to nurture something. It's probably yourself. You've built this boundary around yourself and you think that it's going to continue to keep protecting you. And it has. It has for a long time. But you're seeing all the signs. Spirit showing you everything. The lack, the tiredness, the body aches, the exhaustion. There's something about the mind. Let's look at the abundance. It's the card that says you have everything you need. Spirit's not going to give you more than you can handle. The Magician coming back out. That's that Mercury energy. Five of Wands coming out. The Fool. Six of Wands on the bottom. It says notice something. Pay attention to something. I feel like I'm getting a lot of the same message that I got last week. I think I got a little bit more this week. I think I know that the reason you've allowed yourself to diminish to depletion at the level that you have is because you have others around you that you feel responsible for. You'll do anything for them. The hunger card, you'll choose the bad wolf and be as savage as needed for them. But here's the lesson. You can't help anybody if you're not here. You can't help anybody with the things that they need if you're not here. As above, so below. Challenges. Start over. Take a different route. Take a leap of faith. Understand that God is not going to let you go hungry. But if you keep pushing the way you're pushing, you already see all the signs. I'm only giving you confirmation. I'm not coming out here, Scorpio, and telling you anything that you don't already know. Embrace the balance between earth and spirit. Clear quartz, rose quartz. Oneness. You are a part of the universe and always will be. Manifestation. Manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. Forgiveness on the bottom. You will find freedom and forgiveness. Expect powerful changes, new moon eclipse. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. A time for healing. There are so many Scorpios out there that I love wholeheartedly. I don't know what would happen to me in my world if something happened to any one of you. The message has been clear, and I think it was clear even before last week's reading. This has been building up for Scorpio. You've seen it, you felt it, and you keep pushing because you think that you're all resilient. And God is done playing with Scorpio. And I don't know how else to say this without all the dramatics. I need you to hear me. You've done enough. You've done enough for everyone all around you, always. And if you don't stop, if you don't pause, if you don't take care of what hurts inside of you, Scorpio, you won't be here to do anything else for them. The body is human. It needs care. It's the soul that's resilient, not the human body. And you pushed so hard for so long. And this is it. And I'm just going to tell you right now, you pushed so far for so long for the almighty dollar. And where are you sitting now? Are the hundies falling out of the sky? They're not. They're not. Can you continue to push yourself the way you've been pushing yourself to bring in what you've been bringing in? No, you can't. Do you keep going because you're scared that you're going to go hungry or that your kids or your family won't have the things that they need? Yes, you do. Because you lack faith. Because you lack faith. Bring love into the situation for yourself so that you can stay around longer to love the rest of us, right? I'm going to leave that right there. I'm not saying that we're not powerful, okay? I'm not saying that we are not badasses that can do extraordinary things. But for Scorpio especially, there has to be balance. Like, you have to understand that you're not going to continue on the same path forever. Like, you have to at some point. I mean, I'm sure somewhere along the line, Scorpio was like, I'm gonna, take a vacation. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna, work less. I'm gonna spend more time. I'm sure 100 times those promises were made, but if you never get to it, I'm broke and my ex-husband took the money for the light bill. I have been verbally abused. What else am I to do? Oh, I completely understand. I wouldn't wish any karmic relationship on my worst enemy. But Dina, I feel like you know what to do. You've known for a long time. And I feel like I tell you guys what to do, or like what spirit, like what message I receive. But the messages I receive are so freaking hard. We don't want to do them. We want it to work out another way. So we keep trying to work it out another way. And then we get upset because, it doesn't happen. And here's something else I'm going to tell you guys. And I'm not talking about anybody specifically here because this is very collective. When you're having the type of spiritual awakening that I'm having, and most likely you're drawn to me because you're having the same type of awakening, okay? So when we're having these awakenings, we tend to be with karmic people. That's why we had the awakening. Our soul literally had to come and say, hey, get the heck out of this toxic cycle. You're froze, you're stuck deer in headlights. So the soul has to come and jar us awake, right? For most of us, we met somebody and they came into our environment while we were with this karmic person, right? And it caused us to have feelings and shit to happen to us that we never experienced or expected to happen ever. We weren't cheaters, we weren't liars, we weren't bad people, right? Those things happened to us. And that's why our soul said, hey, get the hell out of here. But most of us don't. Most of us will stay there and make one excuse after another of why we can't leave. Y'all, my spiritual awakening started in 2015. I met my person in 2015. In 2015, I knew the shit was about to hit the fan. Do you know when it hit the fan? It hit the fan in 2018. I waited 3 years. 3 years. And I just kept repeating the same toxic shit over and over and over and over. If you're looking for someone to go, oh, that person's going to get better, they're going to change, they're going to heal, they'll start loving you right, they'll stop taking from you, they'll stop abusing you, that's never going to happen. And if anybody is giving you a reading and they're telling you that shit, they're lying. They're freaking lying. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Are you ready? You'll get tired of dealing with the bullshit. You'll grow a backbone. You'll find the courage you never knew you had, and you'll stand on your own 2 legs, and you'll never need or ask or want anything from that person again. And you'll heal, and you'll go on, and you'll be a better human, and you'll help and save other people. And that person, they'll continue to sit there and spin in their toxicity. That's it. That's what's going to happen. Now, who wants to pay me for me to come tell you that? Not very many people. Not very many people. Not many people want the truth. They want everything sugar coated and be told that it's going to get better. Well, that's bullshit. It's not. It's not going to get better until you get better. That's it. All right, it's time for Pisces. All right, let's do 139.29. Nines are also completion. You're wrapping something up. And we are looking at the week of July 20th through the 26th. You do have Leo new moon here. Leo new moon, maybe we get some Leo new moon energy. I feel like we've been dealing with Mercury retrograde this whole time. But Leo new moon is going to inspire you to find joy and happiness. If you don't have joy and happiness in your life, Leo new moon is going to make you go find it, right? It's going to put the spotlight on the things that bring you joy and happiness. All right, energy of the week for Pisces. We have the peace card coming out. This is about protecting your peace. I heard the word combat. I don't really know what that means. Resistance is here, and your challenge or obstacle. Pleasure is here. That's that Leo energy where Leo makes you go out and find joy, happiness, pleasure. And then the outcome is here. The freaking darkness card comes out. You finally choose to do something on your own. See the rabbit? Can you guys see it? Whenever I would see this card, I would always feel like that rabbit was just out there by itself. So such an odd, not in the middle of the path, but on the side. It was almost like it was leaving the other side open for someone, like another rabbit's going to come up here and meet this one, and they're going to take the path together, right? When you look at the meaning of the darkness card, it talks about how you're on this path to something that is dark, heavy, emotional. It hurts, it's painful, and you fear it, right? You fear it. It looks dark. As we get closer to the moon, when we have new moons, it's dark out there, right? But as you get closer, like if you were able to travel from Earth to the moon, as you got closer, it would get brighter and brighter and brighter as you got closer to the moon, right? So when you're looking off into the darkness after this thing that looks so scary, like this path that you're fixing to go on, Pisces, you feel like, oh my gosh, it's so dark down there. I can't see. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm too scared to make a move, right? I can't do it by myself, right? And the thing is that once you start walking down the path, once you get unfroze, unstuck, and you actually start taking steps down this scary as hell path, the light starts getting brighter and you realize, oh, this isn't as scary as I thought. I can do this, right? I can do this. Let me tell you something. I'm a 46-year-old female living in freaking Kentucky in the United States, okay? I promise you there's not a freaking thing that I can do that you can't do. I promise you. There's not. Self-love is on the bottom. I'm not telling people, run off and get divorced, but I am telling people stop staying stuck to asshole people. Leave. There's no other sugar-coated BS that I can tell you. Just leave. And I know people are like, I have children, I have a job, I have a home, we have pets. I get it. Figure it out. Figure it out. But I promise you that doing nothing is not the answer. Sitting there and waiting for things to get better is not the answer. All right. The cards say you're going to have to protect your peace. Knight of Pentacles. Slow movement. You're supposed to be planting the seeds. It's this energy of you need to get to work. But it's almost like in the Light Seers Tarot, it's almost like he's planted several seeds. So then my question is, have you started to do something 1,000 times, but you don't follow through? Queen of Cups. Is the thing that you started to do, but you don't follow through, is where you pull back and go, hey, I better go take care of me before I'm not here to freaking help anybody, right? The Wheel of Fortune, it's time. It's time. If you don't start pouring into your own cup, you're going to lose this peace of mind. It's that simple. Resistance is in a challenge or obstacle because you're holding on to something so freaking desperately. I don't know how else to say this. This is just like the Four of Pentacles. If you don't open your hand, the energy won't flow. If you continue to hold on to whatever shit you're holding on to, I promise you it will only continue to crumble in that fist. That's it. Nothing will grow in there. Nothing. Tower is here. Let's talk about that Tower. So I studied the Tower card this week. The Tower card is, of course, destruction, upheaval, some big bullshittery happens, right? I get it. And it's in your challenge or obstacle. So do you experience a Tower this week? Probably. Probably because you kept holding on to this freaking thing that you didn't want to let go of, right? So the Tower says that, remember, the Tower is a major arcana. It means that spirit has had to step in, Pisces. So it's like you knew something and you knew that something needed to be like faced or confronted, whatever, but you refused to do it. You just kept ignoring it. So spirit has to shoot this freaking lightning bolt and completely demolish your foundation so that you'll be standing there in the rubble going, oh, well, now I have no choice but do something, right? The Magician is here. This could be talking about manipulation, and Ace of Pentacles is here. Something is holding you back from your new beginning. Most likely that something is not a person. I want to be like it's a person. I want to be like, hey, Pisces, there's some asshole around you and they're holding you back from getting the new beginning that you so desperately freaking deserve. But it's not. There is nobody. It's just you, Pisces. It's just you. The pleasure card, that's Leo energy. This is in your lesson learned. Guys, when I made this spread, this card is supposed to help you with your challenge or obstacle. But what happens when we have these big cosmic influences like full moons and new moons and sometimes even some retrogrades, right? Then this is like energy that you're learning right now. You're going to learn it this week and it's going to help you let go of this thing that you've been holding on to, right? So the Leo new moon is all about pleasure, joy, excitement, fun, right? That's Leo energy. So it's like this week, you're going to learn how important all of that is, right? The Five of Cups is here, loss and despair. 10 of Wands, a completion to it's heavy burdens on your shoulders. Four of Swords, a time for healing. It's also blessing in disguise. The Tower is going to hit. It's probably going to freak you out. You're going to have to let go of something, but it's going to bring like a completion to something that was causing you a lot of burdens. And it's definitely going to be a blessing in disguise. You're probably not going to see it as a blessing in disguise. You're probably going to see it as a downtime, a slow time, a time to heal, something like that. But it's definitely a time where you're going to be able to finally start walking this path that you've been so scared to walk. Six of Cups is here. It's gifts, presents. I felt like help of some sort. It's also reunion energy. Seven of Swords is here. This is about leveling up. And then King of Cups is here. You're going to have to take some type of action, some type of step down this scary path that you're scared to take. And Spirit is asking you to keep that information to yourself. Keep that information to yourself. Seven of Swords. Sometimes we need to level up and we need to keep that information to ourselves so that people can't stop us from the new beginning that is so desperately meant to be yours, right? Keep it to yourself. Also, keep your emotions in check. Don't be scared of this thing. It's very possible it's a gift that's being given to you and you just don't see it that way. Justice is on the bottom. Justice says there's been a great injustice done and now it's time for the scales to be balanced. All right, Pisces. Let's do some guidance. The only illusion is separation. Grounding, sink your roots deep. You're not alone out here. That's what this is. Forgiveness. You'll find freedom in forgiveness. Peace on the bottom, peace here. This is not a coincidence, okay? In stillness, the answers will be revealed. Keeping your peace of mind is going to be the most important thing. And I promise you that any type of resistance, any type of trying to hold on to your old shit is not going to be the answer. It's just not. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Be bold and make the first move. It's the cardinal moon. This is the last one I'm taking. Okay, apparently not. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Don't let your past hold you back. It's the South Node. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Hope that was helpful. Who asked me about Aquarius energy earlier? I seen a comment up there. All right, that's the water signs. We're moving on to the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. What was the question? Do you mind repeating it? I remember seeing it, and then I was told to look at it just now. I have to scroll back through there. Damn, y'all, this is going to be a long live. We're at an hour and 50 minutes. Have mercy. And I want to say that I want to move through them quickly, but every time I say that, it's like I get in trouble. So I just wondered, did I miss the air signs? Oh no. Aquarius is actually last. So we're getting ready to do earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Ooh. How did I put the little purple hearts? Is that you guys over there? How did you guys do that? That is so cool. I love you ladies. I love it. All right. I had to hit my puffer a couple times. Have mercy. Remember when I was joking and I was like, we're going to start doing these during the day and I'm going to try to get them done in 30 minutes? Oh, funny stuff. Geraldine, welcome. She says, we'll stick out to the end. I love it. It's how I get paid, guys. It's how I get paid. Every time you guys come and hang out and watch the lives or watch the replays, yeah, that's what makes our check. I was talking to my boss today and I was telling her, I was like, Spirit doesn't let me buy ads. Like I'm not, you know how other channels can do like promotions for their videos and their channels. Like I'm not allowed to do that. I've wanted to several times, but always told no. Apparently organic growth really is the way to go. Um, but organic growth means that the people that are watching will actually watch the whole way through, right? And that's how I get paid. Even though we only have, 1,000 and something, we have 1,600 subscribers, a very small channel, all organic growth, I still get a pretty decent paycheck from YouTube because of my view duration, because you guys watch as long as you watch. How cool is that, right? And of course the likes and shares and all that stuff helps, but it's the view duration. It's also what chooses like how I get paid for the commercials that they put on my videos. So if my view duration was low, like a lot of like the shorts channels and stuff are, then we wouldn't have the higher paying commercials. Right now, my like the payment analytic, the thing that it tells you like what my pay is going to be per 1,000 views is really high compared to other tarot channels. And I think it really has a lot to do with I didn't buy any of the bots. I didn't buy any subscribers. I didn't buy any, you know what I'm saying? It's all organic. So if you guys ever think about starting your own or doing your own, I would have to suggest doing it the same way. It is. It really is. I still remember it. Like I remember being in my dark night of the soul. I remember, Jesus trying to save me. um, I was drinking a lot. Um, and I just remember God telling me that I could turn my pain into something that was beneficial. It would help myself and others. It took a long time for me to believe it. You know what I mean? But everything that God has told me, like this will happen if you just do this, then it's happened. Everything, nothing has not happened. I've lacked a lot of faith. You know what I mean? I've questioned it, but it's never not happened exactly the way that Spirit said it was going to happen. All right, let's do Taurus. Taurus is my 11th house, which is friends and community. Where is Taurus for you? 15616 because I seen it. So again, with the sixes, Taurus, sixes is about acceptance. So it's like you went through something challenging, some type of change, and now you're accepting of that change. I am looking at the week of July 20th through the 26th, and you do have Leo new moon here. So assessing, big confirmation, right? Like you've already went through the change. Now you're looking back to see how far you've come, right? You could be looking to see where it is that you want to go next. It's third quarter moon. All right, challenge or obstacle. We have new beginning. So it seems like there's a lot of new energy coming in with this Leo new moon. It's number 2. And it's interesting because it's almost like we're all fearful of it, or like we're all nervous about whatever change it's bringing. Nobody likes change. Nobody, right? But at some point in our awakening, we get to the point where we start to understand these moon phases. Like I set intentions with new moons. I get excited for new moons. I like new moons better than full moons. Full moons make me emotional and just wacky and reckless. And oh my gosh, I do the silliest things on full moons. But new moons is always like, I get to like a new start, a clean slate, a redo, restart. You know what I'm saying? And I get to bring in new, like for me, Leo is my second house. So I've been manifesting all kinds of new income, right? Last week we had an amazing week with the shadow journals on my webpage. So I'm just saying it's like this is all Leo new moon energy for me. I'm not like scared to bring in more finances, more assets, more money. I'm not scared to bring in more material possessions, right? Like I'm not scared of the change that the Leo new moon is bringing. So I guess my question to all of you, not just Taurus, is where is Leo for you? And why is the change that the Leo new moon is bringing causing you fear? Why are you scared of the change? Why does new beginnings fall in your challenges or obstacles, right? So if I'm looking at Taurus, then this is saying like, um, old friends, old community could be like moving on, and I could be moving into, bringing in new community, new people, maybe new POR members, new channel subscribers, things like this. So it's like, why would I be scared of those challenges, right? It's interesting to me, Taurus, that it keeps coming in that all the change, all the newness is falling in the challenges or obstacles. All right, lesson learned is discernment. And look at this, sovereignty. The queen of the moon comes out for Taurus. We rarely get to see this card. Sovereignty is full alignment, full surrender. You have become sovereign. You have leveled up in such a way that you cannot go backwards. So what I'm getting here, remember I said for me, Taurus was my friends community, right? So for me, I'm not going back to my old friends. That life is done. That Rosa is no longer, right? And I had a lot of friends that really took advantage of my kindness, of my giving nature, of my want to help people, right? So now that I've went through this awakening, I understand my value and my worth, right? I also am learning that helping is only enabling. And I'm not saying don't help people, right? Like, I'm not coming out here and be like, hey, go out in the world and be a big bitch and don't help anybody. Like, I'm not saying that at all. I'm helping you guys right now, right? Help the people that want help. Help the people that want help and help themselves. Don't help the people that you're only enabling to sit on their ass and not do anything and continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over. Right? I had this friend one time that used to pretend like she didn't know how to, like, work on computers or work on her phone, or like fill out applications and things like that online. And it wasn't that she didn't know how to do these things, and it wasn't like I didn't know that she knew how to do them and just didn't want to. I just continued to enable her not doing them because I did all of that stuff for her, right? I'm no longer in this person's life. I highly doubt she's found some other moron to do all that shit for her. You know what I'm saying? So most likely she's had to start learning how to do those things for herself, right? So that's what I'm saying by stop helping people. Like, we want to be caring and giving and all of this kind of stuff, but it's like we don't understand that all we're doing is making something easier for someone else not to face their own fears and their own challenges. We're not helping them in any way, actually, right? So for me, this is saying, like, that Rosa is done. That friendship group is done. This is not allowed anymore. From now on, I have to move into community that brings equal effort. I water you, you water me, and we grow together, right? Creation is on the bottom. It's what I'm creating. Vanessa says her moon is in Taurus, fourth, Mars in third. Demon says, I want change. I understand that. All right, let's look at assessing for Taurus, looking at how far you come and where you want to go next. Nine of Pentacles. This is financial independence, being able to do something on your own, leveling up with the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, good luck, good fortune. It's things starting to bend in your favor. So it's very possible, Taurus, that things are now starting to bend in your favor, right? And that's how it is that you're able to move into this sovereignty. Let's look at this new beginning that's falling in your challenge or obstacle. I see now why it's falling in your challenge or obstacle, because you actually have to put in some type of different work now. And it's also very possible you've had to plant some seeds and you need to leave something behind, kind of like the story of the old friend that I just got done talking about, right? Six of Pentacles, helping people, right? Big confirmations. Four of Pentacles, needing to let that go, right? So more confirmation of what I just got done saying. Now you have discernment, right? Like, now, me, Rosa, personally, in my own spiritual awakening, now that I've broken free from the old toxic karmic circles, now I have discernment. Now when somebody walks up to me, like in the physical, spirit immediately lets me see their pain, which means I can see their trauma, which means I can pretty much tell you what's happened to you in a very creepy, eerie type of way, right? That's caused the trauma that makes you behave the way you behave. I have noticed that it's a lot easier for me to do that in person when I can look at your eyes. Guys, when they say the eyes is a window to the soul, that is no joke, no joke. when it's online, like when let's say I'm reading for Dina or I'm reading for Geraldine, that's a little bit different. There, I'm tapping into your energetic vibrations, and many times your energetic vibrations can tell me what your pain is or what's causing you pain. But let me tell you, there's something about making eye contact and seeing someone in person, and this has just been in the last, I would say, since January. I would say since January of 2025. It's like suddenly I can see people's pain. And sometimes, I mean, I'm very empathic, but I feel like ever since Kundalini Awakening, I've had some type of control on that empathy. Like I don't feel, I used to, like if somebody was having a heart attack, I would feel like I was having a heart attack, right? It's not to that extreme anymore. Like now I can separate and I can say like that's their feeling and this is what my feeling is. But here lately, when it comes to like looking people in the eye and being able to see their pain and their hurt and their trauma and the reason that they behave the way they do, sometimes I can feel that pain as well. It definitely feels like a shock to the system because I'm so used to it being a more controlled environment, right? So I don't know what this new ability is where God has given me this thing where I can now like just, I'm telling you, it's like I can see right through people. And I don't know what it's for, but I feel like that's the discernment that I need to be able to decide when I'm over giving, when I need to enforce a boundary, and really rather someone is at the level of being able to be in my energetic vibration to begin with. Does that make sense? Discernment, being able to see, Six of Wands, notoriety, being able to notice something, right? Judgment, the pain, the hurt, the trauma, and Two of Wands. I just heard all around the world. That's so interesting. I definitely feel like it's stronger in person. Like it's way easier for me to look at somebody and be like, oh, this is what happened to this person. And let me tell you, that is crazy. Like that is extreme to me. And the things that I've been hearing and seeing about people's trauma, um, I just don't have the words. Like there's so much more hurt that happens to people than what they express, right? People express their hurt and pain and anger and frustration, right? And so, yeah, it's almost like the more angry someone is, the meaner someone is, the more pain they have inside. Yeah. And it's getting to the point, this is crazy too, are you ready? It's getting to the point where I'm like spirit's giving me some big balls. I don't know what to say. But it's like I'm almost ready. Like it's almost like I'm asking spirit, like, is it okay? Can I say, hey, I know that this is what is inside of you that's hurting, and you need to go fix that so you can stop being a nuisance to the rest of society, right? I'm almost there, y'all. Like I'm telling you, I'm on the brink of like God going, yep, go ahead and tell her so. You know what I mean? Like I'm so close. All right, sovereignty comes out. This is about you stepping into your sovereignty. This is you in your full power. Ten of Wands, a completion to any burdens. You're not carrying anything on your shoulders. Four of Cups says you're manifesting. It's like you finally have all the ingredients that you need to find your balance. On the bottom, we have King of Cups. This is emotional control. It's like you've gotten control of your emotions and they're no longer directing towards how you do things, right? All right, let's do some guidance for Taurus. Abundance. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. Trust your intuition. It's in contact with a higher source of knowledge. Big confirmation there. And listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. All right, Moonology. Believe in the impossible. It's my absolute favorite. It's the blue moon. Nothing will come of the situation. It's the void of course moon. When I see this card, you could be overthinking something or over worrying something. You're most likely worrying about like whether the new beginning will come, whether this new start will come for you, something like that. But it's like it's already in play. You've already went into that you've already done enough to get you far enough that this stuff is already being drawn to you. Bring love into the situation keeps trying to come out tonight. New moon in Aquarius. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries on the bottom. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Taurus. I hope that was helpful. Let's do Virgo next. Geraldine says, I need to learn more about Kundalini awakening. I've been wanting to talk more about Kundalini, and I've been wanting to do, like we just did a live over on Facebook where we talked about mediumship, and I really broke down mediumship and like even told people how they can like, you know, build up their own practice and like they can like make their abilities stronger so that they can, you know, communicate with, you know, spirits that have passed. Mediumship, I do feel, is something that we can all do. Um, I would definitely like to do the same thing with Kundalini. Mediumship was one of those things that I was super scared of. I didn't want to tell people I could talk to the dead people. You know what I'm saying? That's super weird. And people just look at you funny. Half the time, people don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? So I just really, Spirit kept making me do the talking to heaven. But I just kind of, I didn't advertise it. I didn't, you know what I'm trying to say? It was like I didn't push it. I just knew I could do it, but I didn't want to like really have to do it, right? So the way to face that thing that I was scared of was we just did a whole live about it. I broke down my belief system. I broke down how I feel spirit helps me do it, and I broke down how you could learn to do it and you could, you know, build your own. It's like anything. You learn to ride a bike, you practice, you get better, right? Same thing. I would like to do that with Kundalini. Same thing. I was scared to talk about Kundalini. It was super freaking weird. Um, a lot of people don't know about Kundalini. There's so many labels. It's so misrepresented, um, that I, you know, feared it, was scared of it, didn't want to talk about it. So I just didn't. I rarely bring up my own Kundalini experience. And I'm over that as well, just like I am the mediumship. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk more about it. Yes, it's freaking weird. I don't care anymore. It's probably literally the best thing that's happened to me in my spiritual awakening. And let me tell you, when it was happening to me, I thought I was dying, y'all. Like, I swear to God, I thought I was dying. Like, I made people take me to emergency rooms because I thought my brain was going to fucking implode. I can't believe I just said the F word. I'm so sorry. But it did. It felt like it was just going to just burst through my scalp. The energy was just rising, and it was like this pressure building. And now that it's happened, like now after I went through the experience, so much has happened. So many abilities have heightened, have gotten better. My sense of discernment, being able to hear spirit is clearer. Being able to manifest is easier. Being able to get into alignment is faster. Spirit doesn't have to pull me by my hair anymore. You know what I'm saying? So Kundalini was actually the absolute best thing that happened to me in my entire spiritual awakening. And I wish I wouldn't have been so scared of it at the beginning. I wish I would have talked about it in great detail while it was happening. Luckily, I journal. So luckily I have all that information, and I can't wait to be able to share that information with you guys. And let me tell you something that I feel like there's probably more to it than what I know, and that's why Spirit's so hesitant to let me say what I'm about to say. Um, but Spirit loves me, and I say what I want. No, I'm just kidding. um, but I do feel that, and some people are really gonna get like, no, that's not true, and I get it. We all have opinions, right? I totally get it. But I feel personally, me, Rosa, that it is possible for you to kick off your own Kundalini. I do honestly 100% believe that. Through practice, through yoga, through meditation, I do believe that you can activate your own Kundalini awakening. So that's why I want to talk more about it, because I feel like we need to be less scared of it. If we have more information on things, we're less fearful of it. And I think that a lot of us are stuck in our spiritual awakening. It's like we've gotten so far. And I think a lot of you could feel stuck because you have not activated the Kundalini. And I think it's possible that fear can slow down your spiritual awakening process and could definitely hinder or delay, let's say, delay your Kundalini awakening. But yes, me, Rosa, personally believes that there's things you can do to activate it and get that energy moving. And again, I'll have to wait until Spirit tells me what I'm allowed to say. Because there's probably more to it. It's not that it's not true. It's just that there's going to be more to it that I don't know yet. And that information is going to be helpful as well. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of where it's at. All right. Vanessa says that would be a good live. I know. I think so too. And I wish I'd have done it sooner, like I said. My Kundalini happened in August it was the 1st of August of 2023. I'll never forget it. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And I will say it happened in pieces, but August is when that energy surged through my crown chakra. And after that, it was like I knew everything. I mean, I don't, but it felt that way. You know what I'm saying? It was like all of a sudden my brain was open. I don't know. That was definitely like the death of the old Rosa. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like what they call like ego death and all that kind of stuff. Like that was the kickoff. Kundalini is the kickoff of all of that. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. Have mercy. 21824 for Virgo. Longest live ever. All right, Virgo, this is going to be for July 20th through the 26th. First card comes out. It's the Wisdom card. It's number 22. It's the waning gibbous moon. We have action coming out in your challenges or obstacle, fear in your lesson learned, and your outcome is surrender. All right, Virgo is my north node. So when I'm doing this reading, I'm looking at my north node. So where is Virgo for you? Like, why are you watching for Virgo, right? Where is it at on your chart? My north node is where I'm headed, right? Beauty is on the bottom. When you see the beauty card in the Queen of the Moon, it's always going to be about seeing the beauty of the situation, like understanding why you went through whatever you went through, right? Okay. So the wisdom card, again, I'm getting ascension. That's come up a lot. So we definitely could be experiencing like ascension lift, ascension symptoms. I got a hiccup, so confirmation. You're not taking any action, Virgo. There's something that you need to do that could bring you a great amount of joy and pleasure, but for some reason you're fearing it. So you're kind of like in this energy of being stuck. And then the fear card in your lesson learned, it's very possible that you're going to learn it this week. I feel like, Virgo, you should know this. If I'm looking at my North Node, I know that I'm highly protected. Guys, I can't express to you, like, I know people say that all the time. You're highly protected. You're highly protected. You're chosen. You're the chosen one. All this kind of stuff. I get that these are just labels, and it's hard to understand that. But I want you to know that there was a time during my dark night of the soul where spirit was talking to me, and I was probably oblivious, drunken, whatever. But I remember like being scared that I had, drank too much, or, I was going to get alcohol poisoning. I don't remember something. And I just remember a spirit telling me that if I just listened and I just put it down now, that I would be okay, that I was highly, highly protected. And I remember testing it. Like, I remember, well, if I'm so highly protected, you know what I mean? I don't recommend doing that at all whatsoever. But I want you to know that I did that, and spirit kept me alive and protected me the entire time. So when I say you're highly protected, I wish I had better words, better English words to describe what that protection is. The only way I can really explain it to you, Virgo, is to tell you why you're highly protected. Okay, so let me break it down. Virgo, you had a spiritual awakening, which means that something happened to you. Remember, guys, all kinds of stuff can cause spiritual awakening. Trauma, drugs, heartache, all kinds of stuff can cause spiritual awakening, right? So Virgo, you had a spiritual awakening, which means you experienced one of those things, right? Or something in that form that causes that type of pain. And what you have is a breakdown of the mind, right? Your mind believes something, that life is supposed to go this way and this thing is supposed to happen, and then whatever occurred breaks down that thought and makes you realize that it's not that way. So you have a breakdown of the mind. When you have this happen, a lot of people go into what they call dark night of the soul, and that's when you go into like it's really a purification process. To me, it felt like a big old pity party, but it's just where you get down to like the bottom of your well, right? Like you're at rock bottom. There is no further. You're at give up level. The only person that can save you is God himself, right? And that's what happens. God reaches down there into the bottom of your well, at the very bottom of your pit, and he pulled you back out, right? Back up into the daylight, back up into the world of the living, right? Now you owe him something. People think God's nice and that he does these things for free. I promise you, energy exchange is real. It's real. And you're going to exchange energy. God saved you, and now you're going to help save God's people. And that's it. God has a will, and his willpower will come before your willpower all day, every day. And that's what's happening. That's why you're highly protected, because God's will is highly protected. All right, let's look at the wisdom card. Again, the leveling up, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords, healing from heartache. That's what caused your spiritual awakening. 8 of Cups, somebody left. You could be healing from some type of abandonment issue. This could even be inner child. But this is definitely something you're leaving behind and you've leveled up from. All right, the action card, you've planted the seeds, you've nourished it. It's like now you need to bring something to fruition. 7 of Wands is about healthy boundaries. It's also about protecting something. It's also about keeping yourself too closed off, especially when it's falling in your challenges or obstacle. And Queen of Cups is here. It's about giving others unconditional love. Virgo, you're going to have to open yourself up. And remember, this is my North node. So I'm like, oh my God, what is he going to make me do now? But you're going to have to open yourself up. You have a lot of love to give to the world, and you're keeping yourself closed off. You're like, oh, I'm still working on me. Oh, I'm still working on me. You've been working on you, Virgo. It's time to get moving, right? Fear being in your lesson learned means that, again, either this week you're going to learn that you're highly, highly protected because you tested or whatever happens, right? Or because you've already known this. You've already known this, and that's what allows you to like open up your boundaries, to be more open to something, to stop closing yourself off to something. We have the Two of Pentacles, finding your balance, the Four of Cups coming out, which is going to be manifestation. You finally have all the ingredients, and Two of Cups, equal effort. This is soulmate energy, Virgo. This is a partner. And I do see the heartache. So it's like you could have been closed off, Virgo, because someone broke your heart. Maybe you had to leave something in the past. You had to walk away from something. Eight of Cups is that card that says you've done everything you can here, and it was really hard for you to leave something, to walk away from it. So maybe you've been closed off for a long time because of this issue. And it's like, there's some type of partnership. There's some type of merging coming together here. The Surrender card says you finally give in. Page of Cups says you're in disbelief. Three of Cups, again, soul tribe, soul mate, soul family. And Page of Pentacles is new beginning. Ready. You're ready for a new beginning. The Page of Cups shows that little pig up in the corner. It's one of my favorite cards in the Light Seers Tarot. And it's definitely this energy of when pigs fly. So it's this energy of being open to soulmate energy, being open to someone coming in from your soul tribe, having to reawaken the heart space. It's like you're finally ready. The Moon is on the bottom. Definitely fearful. I did not see that partnership coming in. That's totally blowing my mind. Like I didn't expect that at all. But I just want to point out that the page, so pages are students, right? They're never at their fullest potential, but they're willing. So it's like at the end of this week, Virgo, you're willing. Whatever this partnership is, it's like you're willing, you're open to receive. Out of chaos comes creation. Wow, that's that manifestation card. Did you manifest soulmate energy, partnership, equal effort? Embrace the balance between earth and spirit and destiny. Look at this. This is giving twin vibes, right? Follow your instincts. They lead to the truth. All right, Moonology to close it out. Have faith in your dreams, the waxing crescent moon. It's time to release negativity. It's full moon in Scorpio, and it's time to take action. Action. Do you see that? Time to take action. New moon in Aries. Nothing is yet set in stone is on the bottom. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave that right there. Hope that was helpful. All right, it's time for Capricorn. Vanessa says yes. Capricorn is my seventh house. Most of the readings, I feel like Capricorn is the one I'm scared of the most. I have an empty seventh house. Was it you I was talking to about that, Vanessa? I can't remember. I was talking to somebody about having an empty seventh house. Remember, seventh house is your relationships. So when you look on your birth chart, you look at the seventh house, it's going to tell you all about what type of relationships you're going to have, what type of relationship experiences you're going to have. And I have an empty seventh house. So a lot of people think, oh, well, if your house is empty, then you don't have to worry about that house. That part of your life is just going to flow smoother. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of astrologers tell people. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I believe that the planets in your houses actually help you. And I believe that when you don't have any planets in that house, then that means you're going to have to put in extra effort. You're going to have to work harder in those areas of your life. Oh my goodness. Muso Patty Savage Tarot on Twitch. I have 4 planets. So you have a stellium plus your rising in Capricorn. And then I have to know, what house is it? What house is it? Vanessa confirms 7th empty house. Yes. And Leo. Ooh, girl. This your new moon. Oh my goodness. Have mercy. All right, Capricorn, here we go. 231. Let's wait for it. I missed it like 100 times. Let's do 231.51 for Capricorn. All right, so this is going to be for July 20th through July 26th. You do have the Leo new moon on the 24th. Guys, we talked about Leo new moon extensively on Tuesday. You can find that video under the live tab on my YouTube channel. All right, Capricorn, energy of the week. We have the beauty card coming out. It's number 20. Release is in your challenge or obstacle. You're needing to let something go. Lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. You have full moon power. I just got this wave of something. And then outcome, we have there, that's the wave, willpower. Oh, there is definitely a fight. Fight on your hands between you and you. Okay. So the beauty card's in your challenge or obstacle. I want you to notice that the beauty card is like a bunch of flowers and a butterfly and a leaf, and the petals kind of make like her mouth and her nose and her eyes. And it says you really have to look at something to be able to see the beauty in it, right? It's like you almost have to put the pieces together to be able to see the beauty of the situation. That's what the beauty card means. Number 20 and the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Okay. Now you have release in your challenge or obstacle. So it says that you need to make room for new things coming in. When you look up the release card, it says you need to like release things, let them go, because you need to do this in order to make room for new things coming in. But release is in your challenge or obstacle, Capricorn. So it says you're holding on to something really, really tight. You refuse to let it go. Your full moon power, the power card itself, is the card that's like, this is what's going to help you with your challenge or obstacle. Like, you have the power to let this thing go. You're stronger than you believe you are, okay? But your willpower, oh my God, Capricorn, your willpower is strong. It's like you're holding yourself back. It's like you're holding yourself down. It's like you're the one that's got your thumb just pushing you down. It's your own willpower that's doing this. Let me tell you about Capricorn. Capricorn is, I forgot to remove the comment. But Capricorn is it's the goat. Okay. You know how we always like we talk. I use Conor McGregor as an example all the time because I used to be a huge Conor McGregor fan. Times have changed, y'all. Times have changed. But anyway, um, they they used to call him the GOAT, right? And the idea is, who else? Tom Brady. Tom Brady was called the GOAT. Remember? Um, neither of those. I'm not fans of neither of those anymore. Neither of those two men are upstanding citizens. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my god. But anyway, um, the um, the GOAT reference is made because it's like these people have no quit, right? There's no quit in them. They don't know how to give up. That is Capricorn energy. Capricorn is loyal, faithful, will just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over, right? Your willpower is strong, Capricorn, but here's what I'm going to say. Capricorn is also half goat, and what a lot of people don't know is the bottom, the back end of the Capricorn, the goat, is actually a fishtail. It's the Pisces fishtail. Did you guys know that? So the Capricorn, the front of the Capricorn body is the goat, and it talks about this mountain goat having to climb this mountain, which is like the challenges of life, with the two front legs and dragging up the Pisces fishtail behind it, right? So it's climbing this mountain, and the reason it's called the goat is because it doesn't give up and it keeps climbing this mountain, keeps going through these challenges while it's dragging this tail. And the same thing, for the other way around. Let's say that Capricorn's trying to swim through something, trying to get through something, trying to cut through something, pretend like you see this goat and this half goat, half fish in water. The fish tail can swim, the goat head cannot, right? It's trying to drown. So the fish tail has to swim fast to keep the head up, right? So the Capricorn is one of the, I would say, the Capricorn is the physically strongest sign in the zodiac because it has to do its everyday with a hindrance, with some type of like extra challenge that is attached to it that it has every single day. The idea is that if the goat can climb the mountain, if the Capricorn can swim without drowning the goat, right? Then you will overcome something at a much bigger scale than, for example, the goat with four legs. Does that make sense? I know it sounds like so much jibber jabber sometimes, but if you follow me, I feel like you'll understand. The Capricorn is the hardest working sign. It truly is the goat. It is also stubborn. Capricorn is so stubborn because it's so used to climbing that mountain and dragging its tail. It's so stubborn. It just keeps doing it. What if you're carrying extra weight up this mountain, Capricorn, that you were supposed to release a long time ago? Acceptance is on the bottom. Let's look at the beauty card. Well, maybe. Dang, that flew like clear across the room. Oh, I tried to do it without hitting the camera, but I felt it. I didn't mean to. Three of Wands comes out. It flew out, clear across the room. Taking action towards your future. The High Priestess comes out, an inner knowing, and the Four of Pentacles, needing to let something go. I think the beauty of the situation is the inner knowing. I think you've known for a long time what it is that you need to release. I don't actually think that this is a person, a place, or a thing. I think the thing you need to release may be a belief system. I have to do it this way. It has to be hard for me. Knight of Cups, the courage to tell someone how you feel. Queen of Cups, pouring into yourself, unconditional love. Knight of Swords, breaking free from something. This could also be a player card. Maybe you're playing around too much, Capricorn, and you're not taking care of yourself. Maybe the belief system is, I can get through anything. This is giving strong Scorpio vibes. And Scorpio for the last 2 weeks has been, God's done playing with Scorpio. God's done playing with Scorpio. With the release power and the will card, God may be done playing with you too. Like you've had ample opportunity to let this thing go. This could be a bad habit. Are you drinking too much? Are you smoking too much? Are you eating too much? Are you not eating enough? Are you not sleeping enough? Are you not self-caring? Are you not replenishing yourself? Do you keep putting yourself through depletion and going, oh, it's okay. I can do without. I'll be okay. I've done it this whole time. I'll just keep doing it this way. Five of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Chariot. You question your own power. You question your own abilities. You maybe even question your destiny. Am I talking to a Capricorn that thinks, I don't know, like I'm getting the end of the road with the Chariot, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting here, but it's like, I'm not going to get old, so I really don't have to worry about this. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of giving that energy. Or maybe I am old, I've lived my life, and I don't need to worry about my health anymore. Something like that. This is giving the Scorpio energy where Scorpio kept doing something, like kept pushing themselves and pushing themselves. For Scorpio, it was for others. For Capricorn, it feels like it's for yourself. But it's like, you're like, I'm not going to quit doing it this way. I've been doing it this way this whole time. I'm just going to keep going this route. The Fool comes out. Four of Wands comes out. There it is. Nine of Wands comes out. Stubborn. What did I say? Stubborn. Look at it. Nine of Wands. Stubborn. You're going to get an opportunity to see something from a different perspective, because Nine of Wands is also step away from it and look at it from a different perspective. The Fool and the Four of Wands says you're going to get an opportunity this week, Leo new moon, to see something from a different perspective. The Wheel of Fortune is on the bottom, says it's time. It's time. All right, let's pull some guidance for Capricorn. Aries comes out with the Fool. Cancer comes out with Chariot. You have the Shine card. You're made of stardust, so keep sparkling. Fearlessness. Turn your warrior into a warrior. Peace. In stillness, the answer will be revealed. In stillness, the answer will be revealed. Calmness is on the bottom. To calm your monkey mind, do not feed the animal. All right, I'm going to pull Moonology. To close it out, thoughts and emotions, step out of your comfort zone. It's the North Node. Capricorn, go look on your chart. Where's your North Node? What's it pointing to? What direction is fated and destined for you? Where do you need to move quickly in that area, right? Hold your vision comes out. It's the fixed moon, and prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. It's time to take a breath out is on the bottom. That's it. The time to take a breath out. Like, allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to stop. Allow yourself to replenish yourself. Allow yourself to release what no longer serves your greater good. And that's what this is. It's not a person. It's not a place. It's not a thing. It's something that's not serving your greater good. It's a toxic habit. It's a karmic, unhealthy something. You're either overdoing or you're underdoing. All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, it's time for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I can't believe we're almost at 3 hours. I'm always rushing through these, but it's really these long ones that have the higher pay. You know what I mean? Because the view duration is higher because it was longer. You know what I'm saying? All right. Dina says she has her South Node in Capricorn. All right, Gemini, let's do 248.28. 248.28. So this is going to be for the week of July 20th through July 26th. We do have the Leo new moon energy coming in on the 24th. Guys, my grandson was born on the Leo new moon. So I'm so excited. His birthday last year, Leo new moon, fell on the 4th because his birthday is August 4th. And then my oldest son's birthday is on the 5th. My oldest son is coming down. I haven't got to see my oldest son and my 2 other grandchildren in over a year. So I'm super excited for his party, his 1-year party, right around the corner. My youngest son and his wife, they've been doing all the planning for his birthday. And let me tell you guys, it is going to be a shebang. All right, Gemini, energy of the week. We have the protection card coming out, number 24. What did I timestamp you at? 2:48:28. All right. Challenge or obstacle. We have the peace of mind card coming out, 28. So 2428. What was the timestamp? 24828. How interesting, right? All right, lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. 44, you have attraction. It's the super moon. You're drawing something to you. You're magnetizing something to you. All right, and then the outcome for the week. Look at the sovereignty card coming back out, number 41. All right, Gemini. Gemini is my 12th house. 12th house, guys. That is the house of God, right? All right, so protection coming out in your for energy of the week. I feel like it's possible that you're going through something that's challenging. That's why your peace of mind is in your challenges or obstacle. But again, it's like spirit wants you to know that you're highly protected. It does have something to do with like something that you've created, manifest. It's like something you're trying to, it's almost like I'm seeing the frequencies and you're trying like a radio station and you're trying to tune into that frequency. And I believe that is all going to be for your sovereignty. Sovereignty is where you step into your power, where nothing can touch you anymore, right? Nothing triggers you, nothing shakes you. Your faith is firm. Nourishment on the bottom, it's about balancing mind, body, and soul. Catherine, welcome. All right, let's look at that protection card. Four of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and 10 of Pentacles. I heard the word despondent. I don't even know what that means. Four of Cups is it's manifestation. It's manifestation. You've been trying to bring something in that has to do with emotional contentment. So something that has to do with happy home, happy family. But you've experienced many challenges. For some reason, though, that's why the protection card is here. You haven't been able to let it go. So, Gemini, you're trying to manifest something that could be causing you a lot of stress because it's taking a long time to come in. I know what this is already. I don't even have to pull any more cards. You can't manifest from lack. That's not true. That's not true because I've manifested from lack. Okay, let me tell you this. If you're trying to manifest from a lack mentality, like I don't have enough of something, so I need, then it takes longer. It doesn't come the way you want it. It's not as fruitful. You most likely what happens is you tend to manifest more lack. So you can manifest from a lower vibrational lack mentality, but it will not be the abundance, higher vibration that you're trying to manifest. So the cards are saying with the attraction and the sovereignty card, you're going to have to get into this you're going to have to tune in to the frequency of abundance. You're going to have to get into this feeling of like I'm just sensing an abundance of gratitude. Like, and I know that like it's awful because it makes you feel like you're delusional when you're, you're struggling to pay a bill that's due, and you're like, it's going to get paid. Money's going to flow into my account, and it's going to get done. And I understand that talking that way seems delulu. I get it. But I promise you, there's a reason that people tell you that manifestation comes through gratitude. Like, there's a reason that there's people all over the world, all these shamans, all these healers, all these leaders in the spiritual community that tell you that manifestation comes from gratitude. There's a reason for that. There's your energy, Gemini. It's the Lovers, but that's what's causing all of this, right? It's also, the Lovers is my clue card for the twin journey. But that's what's causing your lack in the peace of mind. That could also be what you're trying to manifest. And spirit could be keeping you protected. If you're going through a separation, it's definitely going to be for your protection. Justice comes out, says a great injustice has been done. And King of Wands is here, which says you're going to have to find great courage. I think you're having to do something on your own, Gemini. And I think what you're trying to manifest is some type of partner, some type of unbreakable bond, some type of equal effort. And it's just not coming in for whatever reason. And if I'm talking to Gemini and you're trying to manifest your twin and you're going through separation, then you're being protected so that you can step into your sovereignty. You're not going to step into your sovereignty being two unhealthy people in an unhealthy relationship. There's a reason that we go through separation. Page of Pentacles, you want to know more, but you're still at student level. Wheel of Fortune is things starting to bend in your favor. Ten of Swords is a completion to a painful life cycle. Three of Wands is you taking action towards your sovereignty. Judgment is you surrendering, following your purpose, hearing your calling. Five of Swords here, it's negative thoughts in the mind. You're not going to step into your power, and you're not going to manifest anything but more lack if you don't know how to raise your energetic vibrations. If you sit in an energy of, this isn't happening for me, it's taking too long, so I guess it's never going to happen, or come on, I need this to happen right now. If you're giving, I just heard ultimatums, like if you're giving spirit ultimatum, I mean, you can go for it. I've done it several times, but it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. I end up waiting longer for the thing that if I had just went on with full faith and confidence, knowing that spirit was going to bring it to me when the time was right, then I wouldn't have been in that lack mentality. I wouldn't have been in this energy of, oh, I'm going without this thing. Does that make sense? And you're not going to step into your sovereignty. You're not going to step into your power and be able to manifest and draw things to you if you're in a lower vibrational lack mentality. You're just going to bring more lower vibrational lack energy into your environment. And I promise you that if any of this has to do with counterpart energy or twin flame or any of that lulu lala nonsense, I promise you the spirit is not going to let this person come in until you heal, until you become whole, until you understand that all of this had nothing to do with that other person and it was always just about you. Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom. Where you put your focus, energy flows. Where you put your focus, energy flows. Are you putting your focus on the person that's not there? Or are you putting your focus on your purpose and your journey and surrendering? Scorpio coming out strongly for Gemini. Look at the confirmation. Manifestation. Manifestation is fruition of confidence and belief. Divinity, more confirmation. See that sovereignty card? Recognize the divine in the mirror. And creation, even more confirmation. The flames of disruption will ignite a rebirth. All right, I'm going to leave it. No, I'm not. Moonology to close it out for your thoughts and emotions. You're overly emotional and you're totally overthinking something. You need to get into that Lulu Lala. You already have it. It's on its way. Quit stressing about it. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. A time to give rather than take. Follow your purpose. If you don't know how to help yourself, help other people, right? Your dreams need a practical plan. You're trying to bring someone in that's not ready. You're not ready. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. All right, Libra is next. Wait for it. 3:02 on the dot. So Libra, this is July 20th through the 26th. We have Leo new moon energy here. All right, energy of the week. We have resilience. You're not giving up on something. The hunger card is on your challenges or obstacle. Lesson learned is the nourishment card, and the outcome is abundance. Trust is on the bottom. These readings are hard tonight. Gosh, have mercy. And it's not stopping. Libra, here we go. Resilience. You are carrying a lot of weight. It's getting heavy on your back. You're tired. You're exhausted. You haven't given up, but you definitely think about it on a regular basis. The hunger card is in your challenges or obstacle. I don't think who was it? Was it Scorpio got the hunger? Somebody got the hunger card earlier, and they were definitely feeding the bad wolf, right? And the card represents, like, we have the good wolf and the bad wolf. If you feed the good wolf, good things come. If you feed the bad wolf, bad shit happens, right? It's in your challenges or obstacle. This is more about like you losing drive, you losing passion. You're getting tired is what it is, Libra. You're getting tired. So lesson learned is the nourishment card. Again, it's very possible that you're learning how to do this week. But normally in this position, this card helps you with the challenge or obstacle. So if you're feeling like you're losing your drive or you're losing your passion or you're losing like your push to keep going forward, then the answer is going to be balancing mind, body, and soul. In other words, there's going to be some imbalance. Your soul is probably asking you to do one thing, and your mind probably wants you to do something else, and your heart's calling you to do this other thing. So you're probably feeling pulled in so many different directions. The abundance card is here at the outcome. It has nothing to do with abundance. It's not saying that money is coming into your lap this week, Libra. If that's what the reading you're looking for, you're going to have to find another reader, right? It's saying that God's not going to put anything in your lap in your life that you can't handle. That's it. That's what it's saying. God gives you everything you need to handle the situation that you're handling right now. So if you feel like you can't handle it and you're losing the push to keep going, then you need to figure out how to balance your mind, body, and soul. The trust card is on the bottom. One, Spirit's protecting you. And the message was to trust that Spirit's protecting you. But also, there's something you have, something you birthed, you created. I don't know if it's like people, children. I don't know if you made something, built something, but whatever that is, Libra, that is also highly protected. For some of you, it's children, isn't it? That's why you're so resilient. That's why you keep going. But again, Libra, this energy, just like Scorpio, who else got this energy? It was somewhere else. I want to say it was Leo. But again, it's this energy of you can only push so much. You can only carry so much. Don't push yourself till you break and then go, oh, I starved myself. I don't know why I broke. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Mind, body, and soul. All right, let's look at resilience. Six of Wands comes out, center stage, star of the show, everything on your shoulders. Eight of Swords is here, self-restriction. You're doing it to yourself. The Chariot is here, Cancer energy. It says that you need to move quickly in a different direction. The Hunger card is here. The Knight of Cups, having the courage to tell someone how you feel. Nine of Swords, depression, anxiety. I heard PTSD. Ace of Cups is here, overflow of emotion. Your emotions are getting out of hand. Mind, body, and soul. It's not going to, I mean, it could be the soul. I think it's more about the emotions. I think it's the mind. I think you're carrying so much. It's like you're worrying about everybody's problems but your own. Knight of Wands is reckless. Nine of Cups is divine wishes. Page of Wands, the beginning of your spiritual awakening. It's about getting excited for something. Knight of Wands could also be courage, having the courage to take passionate action, and I think that's what it is. The passionate action is you're going to have to start giving yourself something you've been giving everyone else. That's the Nine of Cups. And Page of Wands, that's your spiritual awakening. That's you grounding, implementing, integrating what you've learned in your spiritual awakening. In other words, God has given you the tools to be able to handle this time in your life. King of Wands, courage. King of Pentacles, responsibilities and duties. And Page of Cups, when pigs fly. Page of Cups is also this energy of confusion. Can I do it? Am I strong enough to do it? Will I be able to do it? The Abundance card is the Hunter Moon card and the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I know that we want to be like, oh, abundance is everything is overflowing, right? In Queen of the Moon, the Abundance card says you already have everything you need. You don't need any more. Tonight, the Abundance card has been God is not going to give you more than you can handle. You have everything within you to be able to handle the current situation, Libra. Guidance, I dropped it. Expression, you're going to have to speak up. Express your true self. The world needs you. All things work best in conjunction with all things. Chakra balance card. Meditation is here. To see more clearly, close your eyes. Journey is on the bottom. To enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome. All right, Moonology to close it out for Libra. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Take time to breathe out the dismantling moon. You and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. For those of you that have children, and this was about your children, whenever I see the you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer, I always get this feeling that if it's about your immediate family, this is spirit giving you confirmation that you and your immediate family are safe, you're protected. There's so many times that things are happening to us in life that we're so fearful. Is this going to impact my children? Is this going to harm my family? Is this going to cause me strife? You see what I'm saying? And that's what this card means. Whatever it is you're going through, you have everything you need to be able to handle the situation. Spirit wants you to focus on balancing mind, body, and soul. And you, your loved ones, your family are highly protected. All right, that's Libra. I hope that was helpful. Guys, I haven't said it all night long, but if you're hanging out with me and you're still here, please tap that like button for me. We're down to the last one, guys. I can't believe it. 3.5 hours later. Aquarius. Patty over on Twitch. Ready for Aquarius. Waited so patiently. So I guess my question is, are you an Aquarius sun sign? Did you guys see what's your moon sign? Can you see it on your screen? I was hoping everybody would tell me what their moon sign is. I'm much more a fan of my moon sign. I feel like my moon sign tells me more than anything else, because your moon is your emotions. How do you feel about everything, right? I feel like I get more information from my moon sign. Astrologers will tell you your rising sign, and your rising sign is very important. And most people that know a little bit about astrology will tell you your sun sign. Ooh, look, Patty Savage is sun and moon in Aquarius. I feel like you told me that. I remember now. So that means that because the sun is in the same house with your moon, so one, Aquarius is like mass energy, like expansive energy. It's the sign of the people, right? And then your moon is your emotions, how you feel. So that tells me that your emotions are very big. They're very expansive. You care for a lot of people in a lot of situations in big ways. And then to have the sun there as well just kind of blows all of that up and makes it even bigger, right? Does that make sense? I was just telling a friend of mine, I have figured out how to get the birth charts a lot faster and a lot easier. And I can share screen on these lives. Like I can share my screen picture, And I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be fun to start doing astrology readings, like chart readings on the lives? Like I can just, somebody volunteers, I just pull up your chart and then I can start telling you. Patty Savage says, I love everyone so much in the world. I guarantee it. I believe it. A humanitarian at heart. She said, I am textbook Aquarius. I love it. All right, Aquarius, here we go. 3:15 on the dot. So this is going to be for July 20th through July 26th. Leo new moon is coming in on the 24th. I feel like the last half of the reading was more Leo new moon. The first half of the readings was definitely more Mercury retrograde, right? All right, energy of the week. We have the void. Ooh. So it's the dark moon. It's definitely like a pause, a reset. The interesting part about the void card that makes me go, ooh, um, it is a reset, but it's a hard reset. It is like in the picture, it shows this woman. She has her naked body on the earth, and I guess the moon. And the idea is that no, there's the moon, there's the earth. But the idea is that she has stripped herself of all illusion, right? She's completely just removed all the lulu lala. She's down to just bare skin and bones, right? It's a hard reset. It's like you are stopping the trajectory that your life, your path was taking, and your when we get to the void, the idea is that we remove all the sound, all the noise, and then we listen for spirit's guidance. You're able to hear spirit in the void, right? When things get quiet, you're able to hear clear. And I think that's the message for Aquarius. It's this energy of being stripped down of everything. All the noise is being removed. And I imagine Aquarius, especially over here on Twitch, I imagine that when Pluto moved into Aquarius at the end of last year, like Pluto being in Aquarius right now, wherever it's at whatever degree it's at, I have no idea. I want to say it's like 1, 2, 3. It's up there at the beginning. But my point is, that's what's causing this hard reset. Because the hard reset, okay, remember Aquarius is mass people, right? It's all the people. Pluto is death, rebirth. And that's what's happening to all the people, right? So I imagine for you having your sun and moon in Aquarius, you've been feeling this hard reset when it comes to the world, all the people, since November of last year. I imagine all of 2024 was an up and down roller coaster because it went in and out from Capricorn 29-degree critical degrees into Aquarius 0 degrees. So I imagine that in and out was this definite just roller coaster, up, down, all around, right? So in November, when it moved into Aquarius permanently, that's a hard reset. The blue moon, my absolute favorite card. Expect the unexpected is your challenge or obstacle. Everything that's happening is unexpected. The world is in chaos. The world is in chaos. And here's what I know, Aquarius. Ready for this? I know that our outer world reflects our inner world. Right now, the world is in chaos. At the very beginning of this live, I talked about the record breaking Schumann today, July 17th. And I feel like I've come out here in the last, 3, 4, 5 months and been like, oh, record breaking Schumann, Schumann breaks records again. you're feeling, my daughter-in-law's home from work, guys. Dogs are gonna bark, sorry. But you're feeling the buildup and all of this, all of it. The Schumann, the record-breaking measurements of the Earth's frequency, the volcanoes, the earthquakes, the Earth is pissed, okay? All of this is Pluto in Aquarius. All of it. And because we've never experienced Pluto in Aquarius in our lifetime, if you're Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, big planet, big, positions, then you have no idea what's happening day to day. Day to day, you could be like, what the hell is happening? Because we've never experienced this energy. So you have no idea what to expect. And let me tell you something before we go any further and before we pull any more cards. And the spirit's not necessarily, I mean, I guess spirit is telling me to say it, but I sensed it before spirit told me to say it, dang it. But what it is like you get to where when we don't know something, like when we can't see the future, when we're experiencing things we've never experienced before, we get this doomsday-ishy type of vibe, right? We always, it's probably human nature, it's probably our human mind that causes this to happen, but it's like we immediately go to like worst case scenario. I mean, it can't possibly be that Pluto is bringing destruction so that we can have a better Earth, so that we can take care of our, I don't know, climate, so that we can start being cleaner people and stop polluting the earth, so that we can stop pissing the earth off to the point that it's trying to shake us off of it, right? So, I mean, God forbid that Pluto in Aquarius means something like that. We just immediately assume Pluto in Aquarius means war and destruction and something bad and horrible is going to happen. I mean, why can't we believe that Pluto in Aquarius means that all the hard times are ending for the whole world? Why can't it mean that? And it can mean that. And you want to know what I want to say about Pluto? I mean, is Pluto fairy tales and butterflies? No, it's not. Pluto is definitely death and destruction. Okay. There's no way around that. But sometimes we have to tear down the old shit that didn't work so we can rebuild new things that will work. Does that make sense? Blossoming, new things, assessing how did you get here, and what do you have to do to go further? What's next, right? I think that's the hardest thing with Pluto and Aquarius is you don't know what's next because you've not experienced it. I think we need to change the idea that it has to be something horrendous, that it has to mean World War III, that it has to mean the world's coming to an end, that it has to mean that, Earth can't sustain us anymore, that it has to mean all this doomsday shit. The world has been here for a long time. Time is eternal. We're not going anywhere. Okay, I don't know how else to say that. People need to stop, like we need to stop stressing about shit that hasn't happened. This, and the world's been ending. Remember back in 2000 when we were changing from 1900s and they were like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. Remember 2012 when the Mayan calendar ended? Y'all, I was scared in 2012, like for real. That's facts. I was terrified. I was like, oh my god, the Mayan calendar is ending. That's it. The world, like I expected the sun to fall out of the sky the next day. I swear to you, this is how silly. Okay, has it ever happened? And I'm not saying the world's not pissed. I'm not saying the earth's not mad and we haven't just been abusing and taking advantage. I'm not saying that's all very true. But what I am saying is it doesn't have to progress in this way of doom, in this way of endings, in this way of destruction. It can actually progress into rebuilding and rebirth, right? Pluto is death and rebirth. We always forget that part. Look at that creation. Look at the mind. Do you see the mind in the picture? It literally is up to you, Aquarius. It's up to you. This is a hard reset. This Leo new moon is giving you the opportunity to scratch all the shit you thought you knew before and go forward, not needing to know everything, understanding and having faith that spirit is going to make anew, right? Anytime something ends, something new begins. Every time. It's a it's what's it called? It never fails. All right, let's do some light seers for some clarity. So Knight of Swords, you need to run towards some type of truth. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, new offer. Eight of Cups, you need to leave any type of limiting beliefs in the past. They're not serving your greater good. They're not going to help you push forward. Hard reset until you can leave the negativity in the back. Once you're ready to move forward, not needing to know what God's plan is, not needing to know what the future is going to bring, not needing to know whether, something you're going to make it through something, but having faith that new will come in, right? Page of Swords. Page of Swords, one is somebody's watching. But Page of Swords is also the card that says, I want to know more, higher learning, teach me more, give me more information, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune, good luck and good fortune, and we have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like the Two of Pentacles is about feeling unbalanced. I think that's why you feel like you want to know more. Something has left you out of balance, right? Blossoming is lesson learned. Ace of Wands, new passion, new excitement, fate, destiny. Three of Wands, new action towards your future. Do you see the reroute? Do you see over here how I'm going in this lower vibrational energy, and suddenly it's like bam, I'm moving this way. Hard reset, right? Queen of Pentacles, take responsibility for something. Understand that no one creates your reality but you. That's it. No one. And I had a hard conversation with spirit about this because I was like, spirit was telling me I need to stop doom scrolling. And I found out about like the wars that were happening, and I learned about Gaza and Palestine, and I just freaked the F out, right? And I couldn't get enough information. I wanted to know more. If we're going to war, it was like I had to know. Let me know before it happens. Why? I don't know. Like, what did I think I was going to go do? Who knows, right? But the point was, is like I had to know. I needed to be so informed. It was every second, right? And what was happening was I was creating my reality, and my reality was war, destruction, um, you know, insecurity, no firm foundation, no faith, right? That was what my reality was becoming because I kept taking this information in. That's where my focus was. That's where my energy was going. As soon as I stopped doing that, as soon as I started meditating, as soon as I started journaling, as soon as I started working on myself instead of paying attention to the news, my reality changed, right? And I'm not saying that wars stopped, but one, my life was going a certain way when I was watching the news, and my life goes a certain way when I'm not watching the news. It doesn't impact me. It doesn't change my life in this moment. I'm not saying don't be impacted by what's happening. I'm not saying not to take a stand and protect people. I'm not saying any of that. But I am definitely saying that it's going to be important that you find the balance when doing so, right? Because when you find that balance, then you bring that balance into your current reality. Now you're not living in doomsday. Now you're not living in destruction. But if that's where your focus goes and that's where your energy goes, and that's what you're going to experience in your everyday life. Does that make sense? Assessing, Seven of Pentacles. You've planted the seed. You've started to nurture something. Now you need to watch it come into fruition. The Magician, as above, so below. Again, that's that as within, so without. So that's that energy I was saying earlier. Like your outer world reflects your inner world, right? And then we have the Four of Pentacles. You're going to have to let something go. And I think what you're letting go is an old belief system. This is a hard reset so that you can start seeing the positivity of all the changes that we're currently experiencing, right? Page of Wands is on the bottom. Get excited for what's coming in your spiritual awakening journey. All right, here's some guidance. I can't believe I didn't rush through a single one of these. Spirit better give me some props. All right, confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. Fertility. Let your life burst forth from the seeds of creation. Look how Spirit's got my back. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so this is sacral chakra, 2 inches below the belly button. And peach moonstone is going to be the suggested crystal. So if you feel like this is your reading and you're struggling to change your belief system, go get some peach moonstone. Put it 2 inches below your belly button. Sit there, get quiet, meditate, talk to Spirit. All right, harmony makes the song of life sweeter is going to be the last guidance card. Journey, again, on the bottom. To enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome. Have mercy. I love Spirit so much. All right, Moonology to close it out. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions, definitely in your head. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra, and nothing is yet set in stone. It's the mutable moon. The energy is gaining momentum. Which way do you choose? Are you going to hard reset? Are you going to pick the positivity and move in that direction? Or are you going to keep focusing on the doom and gloom, right? All right, Aquarius, I hope that was helpful. That's it, guys. That's all 12 signs for the week of July 20th through the 26th. I feel like I just went through a marathon. Have mercy. All right, guys, I will be back. I am definitely thinking about doing a music and tarot this weekend. So, guys, if you're new, if you just joined me, if you just started following, make sure you have all those notifications set to all so it lets you know when I go live, right? I will also be back on Tuesday when we look at love and astrology, and we'll be looking at the last week of July, beginning of August, the week after this Leo new moon, right? All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. Patty Savage Tarot says, thank you so much. Kindly, all spot on. I love it. Thank you for the confirmation, guys. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you hanging out with me this entire time. That was a long, long live. Moderator ladies, thank you so much for coming in and keeping the timestamps. Guys, I will get these timestamps in the description box immediately following the live. And again, I hope to see all of you guys soon. Have a good weekend, guys. I'm always sending all of you abundant love. I've recently stopped saying that I'm sending you light because I realize you already are the light. You just got to start shining a little bit brighter, right?